I read the news today, oh boy. Hey, it's the Bennington Show. I'm Ron Bennington. This is Gail Bennington.
Yo.
And I'm Ron Bennington.
Again? You just said you were Ron Bennington.
Well, I still am.
This keeps happening to you.
No one move. My phone has dropped.
Don't step on that. That's a very... It's a very sensitive piece of technology.
Technocracy.
Technology. We don't have the technology.
I got to praise you like I should. That's pretty good. So the basic premise of this week's music has turned into 90s electronica. Is that it?
That's where we're at.
We had Moby yesterday. Who do we got coming in today?
No one.
So
it's just a celebration of 90s electronica. Yeah. But it also could have been in last week's Celebrity
Spike
Film
Jones.
Director Week.
Spike Jones.
It's all connected, Gal.
It's all happening,
Every
guys.
week, it's all connected.
It's all happening.
It's all happening, Chris.
Got it.
Oh, boy.
That's not what you say.
All right, it is the, he doesn't see movies. He tries to make up movie quotes by himself. Like one night we were doing movie quotes, and he just goes like this, "Take your hand off the heater." And I'm like, what is that from? He's like, I don't like one of those, like 30s gangster movies.
Yeah.
Take your hand off the heater.
And I go, but that wasn't in a movie. He goes, oh, the movie quote has to be in a movie.
Oh, okay. All right, then let me give you this one. We're going to need a much larger vessel for the water if we're going to catch this big shark.
That might be the tallest monkey that's ever climbed up a New York building. I'm serious. It's gigantic. Large monkey climbing up building.
Somebody halt my progress.
No, you were the monkey saying that?
Oh, no. I was
monkey sound like that?
Jim Carrey in the face disguise.
It doesn't make
Kind of
sense.
shit is he's fucking talking this guy.
Chris loves when someone else gets to eat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you don't think Joe's an idiot?
You know what Chris wants to see in life? Someone to fall off the subway platform. And then he's like, look at that dick, right?
Help me! Remember that Subway hero?
Oh, yeah, I love
When he
that guy.
laid down on the...
He laid down on the other guy, and I guess the guy would have been fine if they both weren't there. It probably was more dangerous. But what I liked is they gave him tickets at certain things, and then he was back at Yankee Stadium looking for parking, too.
The best was immediately after they said what he did was so brave and amazing. It's also incredibly stupid because 90% of the platforms, he wouldn't have cleared it. Like, the train wouldn't have cleared him. So it was like, he's mostly lucky that he did not kill himself.
Well, I remember that he got to go down with Barack Obama, the President of the United States. And what got to me by that was just how comfortable he was with that. Like, he just felt like I should be at the White House sitting next to Obama. He didn't put on any different clothes or look freaked out about it. He's just like putting his hand up in the air like, yeah, to both of us are heroes to the black community. By the way, there's a piece up on the iBank today. And this is Judd Apatow was talking to the President of the United States, Barack Obama. And he had talked to him before, and he said, what of my movies do you like? He said that to him, according to Jeffrey Gurian. And the president said, and I believe this to be so, he says, yeah, I like when your films are a little depressing. My wife and I like depressing films.
Interesting.
So he liked funny people. Now, I've always said this. I like a film that starts in a light depression.
You have. That's why that's a very specific thing to say as a taste in movies. It's not often that somebody would say, I like depression films, and yet you and Obama.
Well, depression films are from the 1930s. That's like, take your hand off that heater. But
love that one.
It's up on the iBank. Go, read it specifically to make sure that I'm not incorrect about this. But the point is, if your hero starts in a light depression, he's going to come out of it. Something is going to awake him. And maybe that's like a Wizard of Oz thing from when I was a kid.
Yes. Now that even has that kind of lust for life thing where that person has to be like awoken by something. But most often it's usually a romantic comedy. Like very often that's what the thing is.
Because we want him to be awoken by a pretty girl.
Right. I had a sadness and now the only thing in my life is love. This is the only thing.
But he doesn't get it at first. He sees her from afar. He's afraid to deal, you know, all that shit.
Now, what do you think is the best film that has zero love interest? There is no romantic story. And I will start you out with one because you have just made reference to one, and that's The Wizard of Oz. There is no love story in The Wizard of Oz.
All right, well, let's play with that. It's a love for a girl for her dog. She loves Toto. She also loves Auntie M.
Right. But there's not a romance.
No, you're correct about that. But then I also think that the three men in the movie, the lion, the scarecrow, and the Tin Man, have either inappropriately touched her or I just felt like she was molested on that trip.
Well, especially when you find out that they're really farmhands back home.
Yeah, no women of their own.
Which really, those are suitors.
All right, so let's play this a little bit. Let's go to Joe first. He's from Minnesota.
All right. Best movie, no love interest, 2001: A Space Odyssey. There's no romantic love interest. They have to fight a robot or outsmart a robot in order to survive. And then it just gets all sorts of weird.
Well, he's right. There is no real love.
There is no love interest in that. And even in movies like that, where oftentimes there's someone like back home, like even if that love story isn't at the forefront, someone has to get home for something. Like that's how you most often see it in like action movies. Right.
There's the wife at home, the girlfriend at home.
Right. Die Hard needs to get back with his wife.
Well, the reason that we do that is to show that Die Hard isn't gay.
Right. And just so you know,
all those dudes, there's no reason for any of these guys to have love interest.
Right.
Generally, they don't even end up in the same scene.
Right.
With these women. But we don't want to think that a gay guy is going around shooting people.
Right. Kanye wants to get home to his wife. FYI, he's not gay, guys. He's got a home. He's got a wife at home.
He sees her in the very last scene. Come on, honey. Let's take you and the bunny and our baby that we made naturally back to Alabama.
And now you're like, now imagine being an actress who gets that role and you're just like, I got a huge movie. It's my big break. I'm in it for 3 seconds. The main guy comes home. That's pretty much.
Yeah, the woman in that is actually a movie star. Monica Potter was somewhat of a movie star.
Yeah.
But in that, she was, let's face it, mom age, and they didn't use her very much.
Now, another big one where I would say this is a unique thing because it's got a female character at the forefront. I would say one of the best, Silence of the Lambs.
Silence of the Lambs.
You easily could have had her with a love story, but she starts dating the guy.
Were they Beauty and the Beast, though? I mean, remember when he touched her hand? Or remember when she had cum thrown on her?
Sure. When
her and Migs had something.
Right.
They had something that wasn't going to last. You know what I mean? Once that cum dries.
When she was smellable. When she walked.
I, on the other hand, cannot smell your cunt.
And I always thought the head of the CIA had something, or FBI had something for her. FBI.
What are you fucking watching?
FBI.
Seriously, are you even watching these things?
Yes, I've seen it.
Yeah, but it's not a love story. It's not. She has no interest in him, and it never comes.
I think she has a. Well, I think she was gay.
Yeah.
Never comes up, but I think she was gay.
I would agree with that.
I mean, in real life. I think she was gay.
She said as much.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm saying it now. I like to out a lot of lesbians after they announce.
Oh, yeah. Or just say, I knew it all along.
By the way, I don't know who the lesbians worship, but they should worship Jodie Foster.
Oh,
She's amazing.
I'm sure that they do. Jodie and Melissa Etheridge both, I think, are two pillars of the community.
I think I can now speak for the lesbians of America by saying Jodie Foster is our favorite.
All right, Chris, what to you is the best movie sans love story?
Reservoir Dogs. There's no love story in Reservoir Dogs.
Mr. Orange is loved by Mr. White.
Mm-hmm.
He goes out of his way to protect him, i.e., like a woman. Whoa, man.
Yeah, don't you remember? He's holding him.
Yeah, but that's just like two bros.
You're gonna be okay.
You're gonna be okay.
Say the goddamn words.
I love you, by the way.
I'm gay for you.
I didn't see that part.
You look beautiful in orange. Don't you think Reservoir Dogs would be better if they each were the colors of their suits?
At least their skinny ties should have been their
Oh, I
color.
love that. That's even better. Compromise.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Compromise.
Even a pocket square, I would accept. Vito, for you.
My choice is Terminator 2. Because the first one, there's a huge love story. That's the pillar of the movie. And then Terminator 2 comes along, and she's like, I'm badass. I don't need any man. I'm going to save the world with my son and my old enemy.
I guess you don't think that's...
No, because they became a family. The robot, Arnold Schwarzenegger, was the father. He became a father figure to fucking John Connor.
That's not a love story. That's not a romantic story.
I saw it more like a boy and his dog.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't think he looked up to him as a father. I thought he was like a protective dog.
Yeah, and he also has to teach him so much.
But also, Sarah Connor mentioned in the film, like the bad dude she also dated.
That doesn't...
That's not count.
Which makes her a shitty mother.
You just hate the fact you didn't come up with one and Vito did.
I did come up with one.
And I know another thing. I know you cried during Hasta La Vista, baby. That's such a... Anyone who says that movie is better is a piece of shit than the first one. The first one is fucking genius.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. It's fantastic. And the second one is, let's just throw money at it. It's the Hillary Clinton campaign.
My problem is I saw the second one first.
Well, that's
I
the
was
first
just little.
one for you.
Yeah, that is the first one. And I believe I saw it on Laserdisc first. Remember, like, Laserdisc was a very quick trend that was going on? Mm-hmm. And it looked really cool.
Now, were laser discs like giant discs or a bunch of little discs?
They're
big.
Discs.
Okay.
They were like a large...
I think he's focusing into the laser too much. Film laser.
What about you?
What about me? What?
What about you? Which movie would you say is the best without a romantic love story?
It's easy for me, and it's a film called Love Story. And there's no love that takes place.
That is not true.
Whatsoever. Well, she dies.
That's still a love story. It's the whole story is the love story.
How can I begin to sing a song about a girl with cancer?
Just don't
and
begin.
her boyfriend is a cute hockey player. Well, didn't they say that love doesn't mean that you have to say you're sorry?
They say love means that you never have to say you're sorry.
All right, so that's it.
So
That's
you can do
perfect.
as much mean shit as you'd like.
Yeah.
And don't even think about saying sorry. Otherwise, you don't love me.
I think love means you never have to say the full truth.
Oh, yeah. Amid everything.
Well, you know, movies like Willy Wonka are without romantic love. You know, cowboys are kind of westerns. Like if you go back to any Clint Eastwood, it's like he never really had love going on in his life.
Yeah, like there would be a couple where they'd be like some lady he'd leave behind or something.
Yeah,
but like
he just fucking does. Again, he's not gay.
No.
Do not make the mistake of thinking the man's gay.
Do not even think that for a second. I assure you he's not.
The closest he ever came was Sister Sarah.
Oh.
What?
Closest he ever came.
Ew, Chris, why'd you say that?
I got confused. Other than that, he was just a creep fucking hand rolling his cigarettes in the fucking desert, killing people.
So, it's just,
Like good, the bad, and the ugly.
I feel like most cigarettes were hand rolled then.
And yeah, no, yeah, back in the Western days, sure, not most all. But back in those times, you ever see like they'd be riding and no one would ever say, "Can we pull over? I gotta take a shit right now."
Just come on. No, you guys don't have to go?
Please just pull over.
Don't ride away without me because there's Indians. Watch me wear shit. I worry about Indians.
Why does it never come up?
No, and none of the trackers ever go, look, you took a shit right there. So we're heading in the right direction.
I found something. What is it? Human shit.
Found some more shit over here.
You're tasting it. It's still warm.
You don't need taste for temperature there.
I'm going through this pine cone still. I think he's pissed. We could write a better Western than anyone else.
It sounds great.
I don't know. I've lost his trail. He hasn't had the shit for about the last 12, 13 hours.
We'll call it the best Western.
That would be fucking great. And everybody who goes to see the movie gets a free night stay.
Oh,
you know?
that's so nice.
Wow.
And free treats.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever your special treat is, you get to pick. This is the best Western.
The best Western you've ever seen or stayed at. And there's an indoor pool, but the chlorine smell is so strong.
You don't want a room near there.
No.
It's going to creep in.
Feel like you're being gassed. Look, poor Vito doesn't know what a best Western is. He's just sitting there dry. What's it like when fucking adults use words that you don't understand?
I don't know, I just sit there and I just try to imagine what they sound like. I just imagine a giant cowboy hat that everybody stays inside.
That doesn't make sense, does it?
That's crazy talk.
Oh, God. Look who fell.
Yep, he feels
Short
very...
hair Bob is right back in the car.
Why'd you cut that hair so short?
What, you join the Air Force?
I fucked my head looked like a Lego person. I kind of cut
What do you
the
think
fucking
it
hair.
looks like now?
Much
Literally,
better.
seriously, I just want to take another fucking block and stick it to you to make you a complete person.
And did you shave as well? It's very tricky to tell. Like,
Yeah, I haven't shaved in about a month.
Okay,
so
so
I shaved also.
Okay, because I just feel like it's just less hair all over the place.
I wouldn't doubt that he wasn't like a hired killer or something, and he has to fucking have a disguise over the weekend. I mean, let's face it, none of us know anything about that fucking weirdo. If someone said, where your producer has been killing people, you're probably right, officer.
No!
Why don't you take that prick in?
You're probably right.
Yeah.
He's probably a hired
Give him
gun.
some fucking sodium pentothal. He'll spill his fucking guts. Or if you want to put a wire on me, I'll get him to talk about it.
I'll sing like a bird.
Chris, I wanted to ask you a question.
Yeah, why are you pointing that wire in my general direction?
No, it's not you. It's at other stuff.
Oh, okay, good.
Admit to something, though, would you, please?
Like all those people I murdered over the weekend?
Wow, I can't believe pull that.
That was...
Pull that, please.
No!
Yep.
Is that what you have to say to the people on the other end? Pull that? If you notice, you just something.
Why'd you just say pull
I
that?
don't know whether you heard that or not,
Right.
but I think we got him now.
Oh, you're talking into the wire now.
Yeah. It's like a different thing. It's
Oh, all right.
nothing for you to be afraid of.
Good.
Look, he's getting suspicious. Come in now. Come in blazing.
What? Who's blazing and what?
I think maybe the most suspicious thing you could do if you're wearing a wire is as soon as they admit to the thing, well, I gotta go before I get myself a shot.
When you're wearing a wire, it's probably hard not to try to lean chest into people.
Why are you standing like that? What do you mean?
Just open your shirt a little bit.
It's not even hot in here.
So, anything you want to admit? Anything at all? About killing? Or...
I'm all ears.
So, tell me again about where the money is.
Well, I buried it.
Forgot what you told me.
Turn around. Look in my chest and say.
Rest your head here, and I'll comfort you while you tell me all your secrets.
Lay your head on the wire.
So up on the iBang, there is a story about Reese's has made a new candy bar in which they have taken two popular candies and created one, and that is the Reese's Cup.
Well, that is what it is. Chocolate and peanut butter is what they did.
No, those
they
are
did this a million years ago.
But now they've done you one better.
Yeah. Now, here's the weird thing about, before, I know you have something to say, but let me jump in here with this. As good as a Reese's Cup is, right?
Yeah.
Great.
You wouldn't want Reese's Cup and jelly on a sandwich, even if it was just the peanut butter part. If you took that peanut butter part and put it on a sandwich, which, by the way, no one has ever done, I think you were like, oh, this is fucking gross.
So you're saying if you emptied your peanut butter cup onto a sandwich.
Exactly. I don't think you'd like that kind of peanut butter.
You don't. Well, first of all, the texture is all wrong. It's very crumbly. It's very
you don't
crumbly.
want a crumbly peanut butter in real life. Not that eating a Reese's Cup isn't real life. I just see it as a virtual world.
And then what they have done is taken this cup and then they have filled the cup inside the peanut butter with Reese's Pieces. So the bite-sized pieces.
You're filling it with the same thing that already is.
Yeah.
That's like saying, oh, now we've taken Coca-Cola and we put little spritzes of Coca-Cola all the way through it.
Doesn't sound bad. You know, you're making fun of it, but it sounds pretty good. Like tiny little bubbles filled with Coca-Cola.
Love it.
Lots of Coke bubbles in here.
I think that it's a good idea because, first of all, you're getting the candy shell, which is the best part of the Reese's. Now you're adding texture into something that is already perfect in flavor.
Yeah, I don't know if I want that. I mean, yes, I will try. You know, I'm not a communist. And I'm looking right at you, Bernie Sanders.
Now, I like the concept, but I would say if I had to rethink this idea, what I would really like is that same kind of concept with the Kit Kat bar filled with peanut butter, like the way a Reese's cup is.
So what you want is Reese's cups cut into bars.
No.
Reese's
No,
like that's all we deal with.
you're dealing with the cookie crunch of a Kit Kat, okay?
Then where's the peanut butter go?
The
Just
peanut
relax,
butter.
Chris. We're going to get there.
I'm telling you right now, bruh. Okay? We got the fucking peanut butter in between each wafer of Kit Kat and then encapsulated in that wonderful chocolate. And to me, that is the better two best candy bars combined into one great candy.
You know what? I'm looking at the cross section of a Kit Kat right now,
There's no room.
and there's nowhere near enough room
Okay.
for enough fucking peanut butter.
Yes, there is, because what's in between there right now is chocolate. So you're taking those teeny bit of chocolate middle part and you're adding peanut butter instead of chocolate.
Where do you see the chocolate? You're putting peanut butter on the outside of
Go
it?
zoom in. Go to 200%. Now, outside is still chocolate. Inside, see these little inside.
That little thin thing you're going to put with peanut butter?
That's going to be wedged with peanut butter.
Not enough PB.
I want to try it, though.
We'll do it with more.
I
all right?
have one question, and do I still have to give you a break of it, of your Kit Kat bar? Because if so, then I'm out.
Joe, if you're not going to be fucking serious about
Why
this,
wouldn't you take what I said seriously?
Well, I mean, is it because she is a woman?
That's it.
No.
That's it.
I noticed you don't do
man.
that shit with us.
Never. Never once. And what's your best idea for
What are you
two
going to do?
best?
Pat her on the ass and send her back to the kitchen?
Janet? I'm going to call you
I'll
Charles.
tell you what I have. Mine also involves the Kit Kat with a Snickers. All right, so what you
Dude,
do...
we've already been through this with the fucking peanut butter
Yeah.
cup.
Yeah,
We've
you
heard
guys,
it.
everyone's making fun of me. You're
Yeah,
going to have room
no.
for peanuts
No,
and
no,
caramel? No,
Look,
you're not.
This asshole should have scrambled as soon as he heard that the idea blew up.
Fucking pipe dreams, this guy.
No,
It's
this is
fucking
what you
shit,
do.
right? He's out there sucking that glass dick.
You're fucking right, dude.
Pipe dreams, he said. Pipe dreams. I'm a barber's son.
Just hear me out.
Can never combine two candy bars. Chris, what's your good idea for
The
two best
only-
candy bars?
Well, Joe's last line was just hear me
Just
out.
hear me out. You guys obviously don't like it.
No.
Yeah.
If I got shit on for my combination, which the room factor, you're concerned about the room. There's no way his is going to work.
Okay.
Peanuts and
Look,
caramel.
I got no fucking problem calling that loser a loser.
He's a fucking loser, Ron. There's only one answer to this fucking question. It's combine the Crunch Bar and the Milky Way bar. Because the Milky Way bar is a delicious treat, but there's no
Yeah.
crunch to it. So you add the crunch of the Crunch Bar to the Milky Way bar, and you have your perfect candy bar.
Are we taking out that spongy stuff in the middle of a Milky Way?
Sure.
Because that tastes to me like grandma's candy.
Now, here's the problem. What's a Milky Way's caramel and nougat?
Yeah, this was only around in the 1930s when this fucking guy
You looked
used
up the literal Milky Way, you idiot. He's just like, I think you'll all take a look at this and know exactly what I'm talking
Here
about.
is where we
Look
are.
at that disgust.
Yeah.
There's your Milky Way bar with some delicious
And you
caramel.
want to put that with Reese's cup?
No, not with Reese's. Go with the Crunch Bar.
I kind of think it's a better idea.
So
to put
where's the
Reese's
crunch
cup.
bar?
The crunch part will be the outside fucking shell of the
Sounds
candy.
like you turned it into a Kit Kat.
No, I'm not. Fuck Kit Kats. First and second. Right. You know what? I don't want to say this. Kit
First of all,
Kats suck.
I'm gonna
Kit
tell
Kats
you
are
right
fucking
now,
great, and you hold
better
your tongue.
fucking take that drama down about 2 pegs. Because I'm not going to listen to you being a mad fucking wolf in here.
Yeah, we all know what a crunch bar is.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Look at that
Chris.
delicious crunch, though. It's so good.
Like, crunch bars are good. But this is something, and I know it's not going to be popular in this room. I'm going to say something about a candy bar. I think the caramel is overrated.
You're overrated.
I know that it wasn't going to go over well.
You're
you
gonna
know what? I
say
have to
that?
stand up for what I believe in.
You're gonna say that, and you're gonna fucking bust my balls over saying that Kit Kat sucks? A fucking bar of caramel
I don't think
is so much more delicious than any Kit Kat anyone's ever eaten.
Well, they all
fact.
taste the same. Any Kit Kat that anyone's ever eaten.
I'm sure they've been fucking ups and downs in the
they
Kit Kat
pride themselves.
manufacturing.
They pride themselves on the consistency, Chris.
It's a consistent product. I'm never like, oh, this Alabama Kit Kat show tastes a lot different.
This is different. I'm not used to this up north. Vito, your best combination for 2 candy bars.
Well, look at me. I like candy, so I'm good for this one. And my answer is, take the Crunch Bar, because it's thin and it's got that crunchy texture, and you turn it into a Reese's shape.
Mm-hmm.
So you bite, you get some more peanut butter because it's so
Can't
much
about
thinner.
Reese's.
It's mostly
I'm the only person thinking outside the box here, Rod. Can I just get
It's
some
outside
fucking
the
credit
cup.
for that?
It's outside the cup is where we're trying to get. It's all about the cup of Reese's.
It's all about that cup.
About that cup. About that cup. All about that cup. No nougat.
Peanut butter pours out. Peanut butter pours out into your mouth.
Yes,
Nope.
that's where it would go. No one's going to fucking eat it with their feet.
What about you? What would you say the 2 best candy bar combination could ever be?
Well, what you want is a special kick that you're not getting now. And I like chocolate and ecstasy. Now, hear me out.
I love that.
The taste is great because it's chocolatey.
Yeah.
But then you start to really fucking trip balls a little bit on
Oh,
this.
wow.
And you're rolling. So I'm actually thinking about Tootsie Rollin'. And it's the great taste of Tootsie Roll, which, let's be honest, blows. That's up there with Grandma Candy, like Chris Tandy.
The Crunch Bar makes that better, though.
This nougat.
All right,
love.
then wrap a fucking Crunch Bar around the Tootsie Roll, fill it with fucking ecstasy, and we're off to the fucking races.
How many licks does it take to get to the ecstasy?
Now, has anyone, like, tried anything, like, with a meat taste in a candy, like a chocolate-covered meat? Or
I've had candy bars with, like, bacon in them, and that's fucking been delicious.
I had a chocolate-covered jerky once.
That's what I was just going to think. I bet someone has covered a jerky in chocolate.
How was it?
It was good. It was good. You know, like anything else. Strawberries. I don't eat strawberries, but I eat chocolate-covered
Wait
strawberries.
a minute, why wouldn't you eat a strawberry?
Wait, hold on. You only eat strawberries if they're covered in
I've
chocolate?
never liked the taste of strawberries.
Have you ever had a fucking fresh strawberry out of the field?
I've had it out of a grocery store.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
not the
that-
same thing.
You're
Could be
coming off like a
different.
piece of shit right now.
You know what? I hate to agree with Chris, but he's fucking clocked you 100%.
Thank you.
Now we're going back to the cup for this. By the way, when I thought that the pronunciation was Reese's instead of Reese's for a very long time, and I embarrassingly called them in front of my friends once Reese's Pieces, and then they had to explain to me that this was Pieces. This is the word I was looking at.
I think I've said that before too. You might have got it from me.
Reese's Pieces because I thought it was pronounced Reese's, and why wouldn't it rhyme?
It tastes like Reese's fucking feces to me.
That's disgusting. Vito, you have a new story up on the iBang.
He
Yeah.
does.
I do.
You
He's
absolutely.
becoming the comeback kid. They're calling him.
He really is.
Is the
Ew.
anti-heroes of comedy.
Well, what do you define an anti-hero as?
An anti-hero is somebody who you normally would not root for, and you normally would not want to see win, and does not have the qualities of a normal leading man. Like their morals aren't great.
Give us one so we understand what you're saying.
The one that made me think of this is Kenny Powers.
Okay.
Right.
Kenny Powers is one of the worst people.
He should be the villain.
Exactly.
He's the anti-hero.
He's like vulgar, he's racist, he's dumb, but every episode you watch of that show, you are heartbroken when something bad happens to him.
And you could imagine Kenny Powers being a side character, like a villain, in a different
Sure.
storyline. You would say, oh my God, he's the funniest character, but he's a side character. We're not going to spend all our time with this villain type personality. Like,
Wouldn't you say that everything on TV is like that now? I don't know if you could ever look at one comedy and say there's a good guy.
I would agree, but I think that it was a trend that began. And I think the reason it began was Larry David. that I think that Larry David said, let's take the anti-hero of comedy. You just indulge everything that is kind of annoying about this person, kind of shady about this person.
Will you say that for his show, or do you go to Seinfeld?
I think that him with Seinfeld and then later with his show, I think that he kind of set the scene.
Yeah, Seinfeld is 4 terrible people.
Right.
And then 5 when Newman comes in. Then there are 5 terrible people.
And that's interesting to me because I remember finding out that people did not like Seinfeld. Like, that was so confusing because I just thought it was like the best show on TV. And the reason that people often cited it was that they was like, they're so mean-spirited. Like,
but then what changed? What changed to make them the number 1 show?
I'm not sure what eventually it was.
Well, I think it's because people heard on TV what they were like thinking, and they were never comfortable with saying out loud. Like, they heard these people saying at like the diner stuff that they'd say to their friends, and they never felt comfortable about actually vocalizing, and it made them more comfortable with doing that. And for example, like on there, I also got like the new Dice show, and like Dice is so upfront. Even in the Unmasked, he said like the whole point of the show is Dice ruins everything, and I think it's so cool that like.
Let me tell you something. If you look at Dice, he's a million times a better person than everyone on Veep. These are terrible fucking human beings.
Yeah, I think that it's like a trend that began, and I think it would be more difficult at this time period, considering this is the way people watch comedy now. It would be more difficult to have somebody who was like a nice guy who was funny. I think that's really difficult.
What's the last nice guy that was funny and was a big hit? Would you consider King of Queens to be a nice guy?
He even does selfish stuff on that.
He's pretty selfish, yeah.
Yeah, he like kind of blurs that
Everyone
line.
loves Raymond.
Was he nice? Was he like shady to his wife?
He was kind
Raymond.
He was kind of selfish, too.
He was kind
He
of
did nothing but
selfish.
take shit from his wife.
But this is like this thing where
He hit a sandwich for himself. That makes him such a bad guy. I just wanted to enjoy it.
who doesn't hate their in-laws?
Even like the nice nerd character, they've completely like thrown away. And like when you watch a show, like, even the nerdy characters, like that guy's kind of like a dick, like Richard on Silicon Valley. Like he's not a nice guy. Like he's obnoxious. He thinks so highly of himself. He thinks he's better than everybody.
He figured out middle out though. He should be.
That's
fucking
true.
But I think what used to be typical in comedies was this kind of lovable dope. That this person didn't necessarily mean to cause any harm in the universe, but maybe that they found themselves in bad situations. Where now it's okay to kind of indulge what's selfish about you, what's cruel, and what's annoying.
I'm going to fight for Richard. I think he's a good guy.
I don't think Richard's a good guy. I think
Name one bad thing that he's done.
Well, a few episodes ago when he just got in everybody's face and he was like, "Oh, you think you can do this without me?"
Well, he was a character in trouble then. But he also, that was a learning arc for him. Remember when the guy that they got fired, he felt bad and went back to, he never steals from anybody. I would say that he's a good guy.
But even the way the last episode ended, you could tell he's going to fuck everything up because in his head he's so mad about not being the CEO.
Yeah, they fuck everything up. That's true.
Every episode they screw something up.
And I know who the last nice guy was that was over was Chris Pratt on Parks and Rec. But he started as a dick. But he became...
But he's got lovable, like...
And it's also not his show.
Yeah, true. He's not the center. So you are able to kind of get characters
Actually,
like
everybody
that.
on Parks and Rec was pretty nice.
Yeah, for the most part, they were all good.
Dave Haverford.
Who's that?
Aziz Ansari. His character.
Yeah, but
He
still,
wasn't he wasn't like mean.
right.
He wasn't mean, but he was just kind of obnoxious.
Yeah, he was kind of douchey, but he wasn't mean-spirited. Whereas someone like Kenny Powers is actually a mean-spirited character, and it's kind of strange that we want to spend this much time
I love him.
Yeah.
I love that terrible person.
Like when he gets shot down in that first, on Sports Sesh, the first time he gets shot down, I was crushed, and you just don't want to see him fail in any way.
Well, that's what I
whatsoever.
said. We've gotten to this thing. There are characters now. I think Jeffrey Tambor might have been the first that you don't want to see fail and you don't want to see win. Either way, they start it. Either makes you feel bad or you hurt for them when they get their ass beat.
And he's kind of always in that position in any comedy show that he does. He's kind of reoccurring. Because I was also thinking of characters in Arrested Development that are that way. And I think the best one is Job. Because Job is a shitty dude.
He's a date rapist, pretty much.
She's not a good person. And yet they're like,
in real life,
when he's not on screen, you're like, oh, I wish Job was back. And like, you want to spend time with that character.
Yeah.
And he's someone, when he does something mean, he screws over his brother, he does something selfish, you hate him for it. But God forbid he falls from grace or something doesn't work out. You're like, no, Job. No, Joe.
You don't know what it's like to be me, man. He's always fronting up that thing. I guess I'm the clown now, huh?
A magician.
Just like I was when I was a kid. When someone starts to tell you how fucked up they were as a kid, you know. T.J. Miller is perfect. Like, he's an arrogant guy, but you don't want to see him lose on Silicon Valley. I love when he wins.
Yeah.
I love when his arrogance pays off and works for the team.
Like, I'm pissed. Like, he never gets say in the board meetings. Like, what the fuck?
I was really happy when the guy knew Aviato and was like saying to him, "Yeah, of course I know Aviato." I was like, "You know what, TJ, you get this win, dude."
Yeah, but do you think that, or was he being played?
He was being played. He was very clearly being played. But do you think the guy that started all of the anti-heroes in comedy was Archie Bunker? Because that was the first guy that was like not a good dude. And that was a time when there was none of that on TV and in that format of a family sitcom.
I'd love to shoot you down, but it's not a bad call.
Yeah, that's really smart. Because I was kind of thinking, because, you know, the Seinfeld thing, I was thinking, okay, what kind of started that way? And I know that there was a little bit of that in the 90s. Like, you had Al Bundy, who just, like, was kind of like a shitty dude. There wasn't a lot that was positive about his character. But yeah, Archie Bunker would probably be the earliest. At any other time, could you think of where you would be rooting for the bad guy? Or not the bad guy, but...
No. This guy, I didn't root for Archie Bunker. You know what I mean? I was just always hoping he would die. I just thought that his wife could have remarried somebody much nicer.
So she deserved.
Yeah. And he wasn't going to change. You could see that.
No. A fire should have broke out in that Astoria neighborhood.
Well, that's the Astoria neighborhood that you live in, Chris.
That's more the divorce.
Self-death.
I always found Frasier to be an asshole. Because I just thought he was better than everyone else.
He was better than everyone else.
He was not better than everyone else.
He was smug.
Yeah, but like he wasn't bad.
Yeah, like he still seemed to have a heart.
I think a lot of these people, they misunderstand what bad was. And Frasier was a guy that was happy with his education, probably felt superior. But does that make him a bad person? Would he have done awful things like the characters on Seinfeld who laughed at a man while he was being jacked up?
Loathsome. And then tossed possible love interests aside for
everybody
disabilities and
everybody
weird
hated
physical.
them so bad that night for that last episode that you're like, oh, maybe they won't play well in fucking reruns, but they do.
They do.
It's very
They
successful.
stand the test of time.
And I'd make fun of other people, except for I sometimes find myself in one. You know, like this, yeah. This is good. But how good it was.
Now, of all these characters, do you think that this same thing can apply to female characters? Like,
No.
are there any?
No.
You can't have
There's
it,
no
right?
likable female characters.
No, that's not what I mean. No, can a female carry a comedic show as an anti-hero as opposed to...
Well, I know you guys probably don't watch it, but the show Mom, they're not overly nice people. Roseanne was kind of a dick to other people, including her family. Like, if you looked at her, you're like, those kids are going to need therapy later.
Yeah, like
You're making them feel
Roseanne
bad.
was kind of just a bad mom, which was kind of great. I mean, it was at least refreshing. Like, I know a lot of people talked about that element of even just like that they kind of had like a shitty house where like normally you would have made that house look like that they were better off. But that house is so realistic. You've been in that house. Who hasn't been in that house?
Vito.
Well, yeah, because he grew up in the city.
You know what, Vito, did Roseanne make your thing?
No, Roseanne did not make that.
Misogynistic.
What? You hate women.
I don't hate
Thank you,
women. I love
Chris.
them.
Thanks for backing me
Look
up.
who's the new anti-hero of the show. This piece of shit.
This woman-hating piece
Let
of
the
human
people of the
garbage.
jury understand that she did point to Vito. And not Chris this one time.
Yes.
Would you put Peggy Bundy?
No, she came back from cancer.
Yeah, no. And I also just kind of saw her a victim of Al.
But she did some fucked up shit too. Like I saw an episode where her and Al were like cutting up Kelly's outfits so the councilman she was dating would fix their road.
You're too inside, dude. You know what I'm saying?
That's a Inside Baseball
That is
right
a
now.
deep track of fucking Barry Silver.
It was on TBS last week.
Deep tracks. Do we miss anybody else from your list?
Larry Sanders.
Larry
Oh,
Sanders.
it's your list now, huh, Chris? Look whose list it is, everybody. Joe, guess what? It's his list now.
Okay, Chris.
Chris did all the work on it. Why not take the credit?
Yeah.
What is wrong with you, dude?
I mean, you are the anti-hero of
Yeah,
this
you are.
show.
Yes.
You
So
piece
quickly?
of shit.
Except I
Yeah.
don't want you to succeed.
I think he's less of an anti-hero than pro-villain.
Yeah. You are a villain.
Has there ever been an anti-villain?
That's
Yeah,
what a hero
Superman.
is.
No, but like I mean like a villain that like you're just like, oh, he's so great though. Like
Yeah, I think that there are villains that we like. The guy from Minions, people like to laugh at him, and if you really look at it, the coyote on Roadrunner was much more interesting
Oh, yeah.
than fucking Roadrunner.
And didn't you kind of root for Coyote? I mean, I did. Didn't you like kind of secretly, you wanted him?
Catch that bird, bro.
Yeah, and like even, you just thought it was like horrible that he lived this existence, and it
Starving.
doesn't really matter that he's the carnivore, too.
It's a circle of life. He has a right to fucking eat too.
And I also just felt like it was maddening for him.
Yeah.
It was insanity.
That bird was glib.
Dave Insanity sauce.
for years I've been really mad, and it's always bothered me that children root for Jerry in Tom and Jerry, because Jerry's a mouse, and if you had a home and there was a mouse in your house, you wouldn't want your cat to be losing to a little dick mouse.
So why do you think that they do root that way?
I don't know, just because kids like the underdog, I guess.
Because kids are the underdog, and they see the little thing running and getting away, and
Right.
it makes them so happy. To see your Nazi type of thing, where the strong aggressor destroys the small victims.
disgusting.
I don't know where you think that would fucking play.
He's not the aggressor, because there's multiple episodes where Jerry runs over and attacks Tom for no reason.
He
And I think
fucks
Jerry's
with him
a
to get his
dick.
attention.
Yeah.
There's sexual tension between them.
Oh, definitely. And I'll say it. I mean, Jerry is cuter than Tom.
Oh, yeah.
Jerry's cuter.
Tom's been through some shit.
Tom's fucked up, and most of his problems come from himself.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. He could find a way to live with this mouse.
They
Tom,
could work
screw
to-
Tom.
Well, they actually...
Hey, did you guys see the rats when the light goes on?
It's
on the iBang?
insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Up on the iBang, it's in a restaurant.
Ugh.
So the lights are out.
Probably a restaurant Chris eats at. Probably Dollar
Definitely.
Pete's.
It's in a restaurant. It's after hours. They turn the lights on and watch what happens. And immediately when he comes back into the room,
The amount. I didn't know
the
that there was
sheer quantity.
this many fucking rats in the world.
Oh, God!
Look at them.
Jesus, it's not stopping! There's dozens of rats!
There's so many.
I
And
would
they
have-
just keep coming.
I would have them drop a napalm like the end of Apocalypse Now on that fucking place.
That's the only way to be sure.
I always felt like
Horror.
I've always felt like rats get a bad rap. Like that, people always say that they're ugly, but to me, they're one of. I think they're a really cute animal, and I don't
Their
really.
teeth gross me out.
Oh, okay, I'll agree. When you turn them upside down, right, and then you see that little undertooth, yeah. it's a little bit. It's a little bit much.
I would
But
like to
aside
see a
from the
rat with his teeth
undertooth,
pulled.
that's just like a tiny little dog.
It's a disease spreader, though.
So are you, Chris?
No, I'm not. I don't.
Are you
Yeah,
telling me
because you
dogs-
do it raw dog
The
style.
reason that they are disease spreaders is because they're wild. If
Yeah.
you kept a rat in your home from birth, it wouldn't be a disease spreader. Thank Chris.
Now, Chris, now look, you've pulled up the undertooth,
Yeah, it's
which
fucking
obviously is
freakish.
not its best angle. But look at that picture there. That's a cute little guy. That's cute. I don't understand how that becomes. That's decided that that's ugly.
It's life for you, you know? You got winners and you got losers.
I have another animal that I think gets a bad rap and everyone says it's ugly, but I think is one of the cutest animals. And that is the fruit bat.
No, I don't think I know much about a fruit bat.
A fruit bat looks like an adorable little dog with wings.
You just think everything else like a dog.
No, you know what? Leathery wings turn off for me. I can't be with it.
I think the leathery wings are cool. Now look up baby fruit bat. You're not even going to believe it.
That's not fair. Everything's cute when it's a baby.
Yeah, this is bullshit.
Look at that.
Yeah, that's adorable.
It's really cute.
Yeah. But they grow into a regular fruit bat.
Yeah, like a disgusting leather freak.
Leather freak.
He lines up against you. If he sees like I'm even leaning on you at all, he jumps up.
He loves that.
So fucking insane.
But you know what? Go ahead. Take a little shot, because you know what? I'll be back at you. I'll be back at you again.
What are you guys talking about? I'm just saying this fucking fruit bat's a disgusting weirdo.
Yeah.
Chris needs his time in the sun, too. You know?
He's the fucking fruit bat of this show.
Yeah. That's why I like you, Chris.
Is it?
You know, the rest of the world might find you repulsive, disgusting.
Bullshit. No one finds you like that.
Disease-ridden. But you know what? I think you're kind of cute.
Everyone loves me.
How about your girlfriend?
Oh, God, she loves me.
Does she?
Oh, yeah.
That's nice.
All right?
That's nice. You gotta have love in your life.
Have to.
You don't want to be some lonely loser.
God, no.
Did you hear about the lonely loser? His name's Chris Stanley, the fruit bat boy. Why don't you run around as fruit bat man?
No, I won't do that.
Why? Why won't you?
Because the fruit bat's a freak in nature.
Stop being so on the nose. You sound like a fucking idiot. By the way, everything in nature is freakish.
Yeah.
Nothing's more disgusting than nature. I'll be glad when it's nothing but robots.
Yeah.
Nice,
Man,
clean.
it's disgusting, if you
robot.
ask me.
Finally, when the robots fucking peel our skin and meat off, then we'll be as tight as we're supposed to be.
You don't even need this meat to survive.
No.
Let me please keep my meat.
They just want it. They just want our meat for unknown reasons.
How long do you think it'll take for the robot takeover?
I'll say
How
within
long?
7 years.
7 years?
I think once they decide, the robots, like, all right, it's time to take it over, we're wiped out within a week.
A week?
What?
They'll fucking just start nuking us.
They say the second that the AI, and this isn't in a fucking sci-fi movie, this is scientists say the second that the AI figure out how to do it and connect, it's over that quick. In a millisecond, it's done. There won't be some big fucking, Terminator type fight. It's just over. They will do with us whatever they plan on.
Because if you build them to be smarter and to teach themselves to problem solve, eventually they're going to see the problem as us, and it's going to take them no time to be rid of us.
You say them like they're going to have different, once they're connected, they're the same thing.
Singularity among the robots.
So in the same way that a flood doesn't have an angry thought about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A flood just does what it does. So will the robots. And I got a book out called Robot Flood.
Wow.
Yeah. Oddly, it's going to be released on Robot Flood Books, which you guys aren't going to believe me. It's a coincidence. It has nothing to do with what I've written about. And even they're saying, did you take this idea from us? No. Yeah, it'll be over that quick.
It's scary. But I think, I don't know, maybe it's just the way that things are supposed to go.
I'm not afraid. Yeah, I've lived a good life. Maybe that's evolution. Maybe the only reason these fucking meat puppets were walking around the planet was to build the machines that would run an orderly fucking world.
Yeah. It's evolution, baby. Remember that cool song?
No.
It's evolution, baby. Pearl Jam.
Why don't we just make robots out of plastic so we can beat them easier if they try to turn on us?
Well, then they won't be able to pick stuff up. And
No, like a strong plastic.
Oh,
Why not
then they would be able to beat us.
No, but like a beatable plastic.
Okay. Give me a beatable plastic. Is that a Pepsi fucking half
Like a
gallon?
play school material.
Oh, we make it
So like hollow on the inside
hard.
and dentable.
Yeah. Make
All right.
what's out of that.
Mr. President, I'm here with a young man who I think is going to save the planet. Vito, go ahead.
Sorry, what's his name?
Vito.
That doesn't sound like a man who's going to have the idea.
Seriously, you're right about that.
Look, guys, I got plastic robots. I think that's the way we should go. I got a cousin. He's into plastics.
Wait a minute. Did he say plastic robots? I'm sitting here going through the numbers. This looks perfect.
It's the only answer. Get you a good deal on that.
Why don't we make them out of grass then? If that's what you're fucking trying to do.
That's
You want a
just
dirt bot?
silly.
You want a dirt bot? Is that what you want?
All right, Chris, why do you got to push it to
He's,
the
I
front?
guess
just-
he's
I had
just
him on grass.
excited to be on your side. Milkshake is happy.
Just saying, the plastic robot thing is bullshit.
Yes, we know.
Why suddenly are you so passionate about plastic robots?
Because we're all going to get wiped out by them anyway.
Plastic robots?
Robots in general.
I think we might have beat this to the death.
Okay, here's one.
Mm-hmm.
Who would you say is the ultimate cool guy, epitomizes coolness of the 1980s?
Literally, it's the least cool decade
That's why I thought of it.
in history.
Because the 80s are very remembered as an uncool time for some
Right.
reason. Like everything was a little poppy, it was a little corny,
Sucked.
there was a lot of bad fashion. But who would you say is the standout person?
I think I have the answer. I was thought about this. The first thing that popped in my brain,
Yeah.
Mickey Rourke. He was a cool guy from the 80s.
That we know what happened to him. You know what I mean?
Right.
Oh, after
Like,
post-80s.
let's say, I mean, here's the weird thing. You still had Miles Davis walking the world.
Right.
You still had Jack Nicholson. You still had Paul Newman. You know what I mean? Like, literally, these are the cool guys from the decades before. Does anyone top that? Now, I will agree. Mickey Rourke started as a cool dude. Fucking Bruce Willis, sure,
Right.
seemed like a cool dude. But now we know the arc of their life. Do they still get it?
Yeah, and I don't know if you can even pick somebody who was cool in a different decade, because the thing would be to say you're the coolest of this time. Like you're kind of doing your own thing. It's a brand new thing of the time. It's very hard to say, oh, they've been cool for 20 years. Like, it has to be something that
Just new
epitomizes.
cool.
Yeah, like it has to epitomize that time period. Joe, who would you say?
Well,
Coolest guy of the 80s.
I think it's Prince, because he just came up in 1980, put out his first record in late 79, and throughout the decade, he reinvented himself. He kept
I
doing
mean,
it.
look, we can't fight you because he just died. I mean, it's fucking ridiculous.
Great answer,
Cool,
Joe.
thank you.
What you pulled off. But the fact of the matter is, go back and watch Purple Rain. Is there a cool fucking thing about this? I mean, it's like calling Elvis cool. He wasn't. Was Prince a great and talented musician? Yes.
Sexy, yes.
But he was about as cool as Michael Jackson. No, he was cooler.
He was, yeah.
But would you say that he was cool?
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's not the first adjective that comes to mind. I mean, he was unique, and he was sexy, and he was talented.
Yo, fucking Joe is just jumping off the fucking death hype
Yeah.
that's happening. And quite frankly, I find it distasteful.
And big shock that he picked someone from Minnesota.
I know.
Oh, wow.
If he didn't pick him, he was going to pick one of the North Stars.
He's cool. Mike Madonna, right?
All right, let's put this over to the least cool guy in the room, Chris Stanley.
But he already started. It's Mickey
I
Rourke.
threw out Mickey Rourke is
Oh,
my
yeah,
answer.
that's right. I forgot. Vito, who do you say? I like how I didn't say he's the least cool.
I'm going to say Eddie Murphy.
Oh, shit.
At the time, Eddie Murphy, incredibly cool. Now with the spans of time playing out there, closer to quirky,
Weird.
transgendery,
Oh, very much.
racisty,
Fluid.
what's that?
Phobic?
Thank you.
Oh.
I couldn't get past erotic.
But it's really both. They're hand in hand. When you're one, you're probably the other. Well, you don't have to be homoerotic to be homophobic.
Yeah.
Never mind. But what about the 90s? Do you think the 90s had a more definitive
Brad Pitt?
Brad Pitt? I was thinking, who would have been the musician?
Kurt Cobain.
Kurt.
Kurt, even though when you go back and watch like the documentary about him, he is he's not a guy that you would have considered cool off stage. He was so needy, so fucked up.
Yeah, very,
You know?
and he was very feminine and very sensitive.
I think you can be very feminine and be cool. But let's say if you were to go back in the 60s and you look, and it was like Paul Newman and Steve McQueen and Terry Southern. Those guys, they seem like they had their shit together somewhat, you know?
Right.
But Kurt was just crumbling and his skin was fucking bad. You know, he had a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie to you. That young man had trouble.
But certainly it felt like the 90s were moving back into a time where people had that were cooler. And maybe that's because style was kind of shifting back in that direction.
But I think Tarantino put cool on the forefront where it was something to examine and something to think about rather than be. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like cool was something to create rather than a persona to have. So I think a lot of thought about cool came back with Tarantino's movies.
But those are kind of, they seem like they're pulling from different time periods.
Absolutely.
So maybe that's really what it is that neither the 80s or the 90s are even the coolest decade. So that makes it more difficult to pick. Like, what is the coolest decade? Just most things that came out of it are cool. Most of the pop icons were cool.
Well, 50s were the birth of cool. You know what I mean? Now, the thing was, it's still always been like a 1%er. Only about 1% of the people are cool.
Right. Well, that's really what the 50s were, where like coolness came from, was that everyone else was square.
Right.
Like everyone else, like that whole idea of that like Americana sock hop thing, all that kind of culture was, if you were outside of that, where do you go? Like how to create that other world. That's where it really came from.
But the weirdness was the cool meant at first that you had somewhat of an appreciation for jazz and literature, right? You were cultured in a way that people didn't think of cool as after that fact.
Yeah. Now, my own personal, the least cool time period that I can think of, and I don't know how much that is tied from my own childhood, is that I always associate like the very late 90s, like 96, 97 to 99 being a really uncool time. And then suddenly it felt like 2000, somebody turned the lights back on and there was color and music and fashion got better. But I also think is that because, when you're in that age, that time period of your life, it just feels like pop music is lame and movies are lame or whatever.
I don't think a decade has ever been as split as the early 90s was so fucking amazingly cool with music. And then after 95, 96, how fucking cheesy and corporate it was.
It's insane.
It was the rise of rap rock. That was the late 90s.
Boy bands and the Spice Girls and all that kind of
and
stuff.
And hip hop becoming pop music with the No Limit Soldiers and Cash Money.
When I think of late 90s, if I were just to describe it with an image, I just think of that thing of Justin Timberlake and Britney Spears wearing those full denim, it was she was wearing a denim evening gown with a denim cowboy hat, and he was head to toe denim, and I might have even been fucking rhinestone, and I just thought, oh, this is the worst time in fashion. This has to be these are supposed to be our two icons of this time, right. And this is what they are wearing, and it was so infuriating.
And the thing is, I don't even know if it was up to them. They were fucking puppets.
Yeah.
Or whatever the fucking corporation was doing.
And the weird thing is, I just pointed out two people who survived this time, and both of these people got to bounce back in some way, which is really
both
weird.
Adored.
I mean, Justin Timberlake is bigger now than he was then, which is insane.
You know what's funny? Go back and watch him with that band. He wasn't even the leader of that band. He was like pretty quiet, and when they would do interviews and stuff, he would be standing there with his bad, stupid, curly hair. You know,
That wet curl look that got really
you
popular.
know what put that kid over?
What's that?
He banged Britney and was known for that.
Right.
It's that thing where, just like in a movie, if you go out with the popular girl, everybody else wants to go out with you. You don't have to believe me. Look at Wet Pits. Wet Pits. Am I telling
Check
the
it out.
story?
This fucking guy's telling the truth, people. All right, and you know I'm telling the truth by how wet my pits are.
Sog it right if I'm right, and sog it left if I'm wrong.
Why is the one on the right so much wetter, though?
I don't know.
Have you just been like chilling with your left arm?
That's his jack handle.
Yeah, gotta keep it busy. I don't want what.
Oh, God.
Disgusting thing.
This is vile.
Worse than Vito.
Anti-hero. But not a hero.
Vito, who's the coolest person today?
Today, Ryan Gosling. Look at how crazy everybody went when he was here last week.
He's just attractive. He's just a hot
But
dude.
is he cool?
Oh, young dudes, all about the goss. That movie Drive, everybody loved.
First of all, the fact that you call him the Gus goes to show you don't know nothing about cool.
And you don't
Depressing.
sound young
You
when you
don't
say
fucking
it.
love him for Drive. You love him for Notebook.
No, I like him for I love him for Drive, and I love him for Crazy Stupid Love.
You can't
Those are
love
my
him for
two
Drive.
movies.
Look, I saw Drive. It was an okay movie. I didn't love Ryan Gosling because he didn't fucking talk throughout the movie.
You know what?
I mean, that Steve McQueen wasn't a big talker. Clint Eastwood wasn't a big talker.
I'm going to respectfully disagree with you.
Yeah.
I think Drive was an excellent movie. And
I think it started that way. Like, I think if it would have been about him and driving and pulling that shit
Right.
off, that opening fucking thing until he walked out.
Oh, yeah, that was
awesome.
crazy.
But then the movie drops like a fucking rock after that.
It definitely had a dip in the action, but it came out of the gate insane. And I love the soundtrack, and I love his character. I love that element of like.
If you were his girl, right? The little blonde girl?
Mhm.
Who would you pick? Fucking Ryan Gosling or Oscar Isaac? I'm going to go to Chris first.
You know what? Give me Oscar Isaac.
Ew.
Joe?
He was sexy in that movie.
Ryan Gosling.
Really?
Yeah.
Gail?
I'm going to go with the gods, as the kids are calling him now.
Okay. Then everyone knows that Chris is stupid.
Bullshit.
4-1.
You don't fucking
Here,
take Oscar
I got to
Isaac.
pull Joe here. No, I just have to go with a majority.
Yeah, man.
Majority.
This is the way Joe taught me to survive in this fucking game.
Joe will always be there to push you over.
Yeah.
You need a majority rule? I'm right here
I'll
for you.
do
I
it.
can't go with the eyes right now. It's eyes wide shut. By the way, our friend Leslie, who Chris will not book on the show to come and talk summer movies with us. He's driving me crazy with it. Told me that Oscar Isaac's fucking X-Men thing completely embarrasses her.
Really?
X-Men Apocalypse.
What
He
is
says-
the...
He's just a fucking sellout. Like we were talking about sellouts the other day. Why would anyone want to? Why would anyone who was set out to be the Al Pacino of their time or Dustin Hoffman of their time want to go in X-Men 9? What are you
Right.
doing other than a money grab?
Yeah, and you really only get one pass, I think, with that kind of stuff.
You can't
Like you
fuck
have
up.
to, you set up a situation where you're like, I'm going to be a great actor and I'm going to take great roles. And then maybe you take this like, you know, over the top action movie, some big budget summer movie, whatever. But if you continue to make those movies, you lose the status. I think people will forgive, you know, a big budget.
Depends. Depends on who's doing it.
Right. But you
You
also,
know?
like I said, you have to establish something beforehand. You have to already put it out there. This is the kind of actor I am. And then maybe you're like, hey, everybody does one of
But
those.
even if you do rise to that and you don't have other stuff, like, do you notice that Will Smith is a fucking joke to everybody today? You know, because his big budget stuff has dropped.
Right.
But then you don't even have any great movies from the past to stand on, just high budget movies, you know?
Right. Because what would you even say would be his best? What would you say is his best role?
I might say Ali, but that was as forgettable as it happened.
I saw it once in 6
Yeah.
Degrees of Separation. That's
Yeah.
what he acted in.
Pursuit of Happiness.
Oh, fuck
Oh
that
God,
shit.
please.
Sack
Please,
garbage.
you just moved me over to Oscar Isaac.
Thank you, Ron.
Why
Thank
did
you,
you do
Ron.
that,
Come over
Vito?
here.
Guess what? You just
Vito.
moved me back.
No!
I'm freaking out. I'm back, everybody.
Yay.
I forgot. It's not so much pro veto. I'm just anti-Trump. I mean, Chris.
Stop, Chris.
Now.
No! Make Oscar Isaac great again.
Never Chris. Never Chris.
Yeah, I can't really even think what his best role would be. Like, as an actor, it's very tricky because all
Robot?
Honestly, The Fresh Prince. Can we just say that?
Fresh
No,
Prince.
we can't say it. We're talking about movies.
There's nothing we can name.
I
It's
guess
all
Wild
shit.
Wild West. Then.
His
Yes.
cameo at the end of Jersey Girl. Really.
Yeah, I can't really even think what his best role would be. Like, as an actor, it's very tricky because all
Robot?
Honestly, The Fresh Prince. Can we just say that?
Fresh Prince.
No, we can't say it. We're talking about movies.
There's nothing we can name.
I
It's
guess
all
Wild
shit.
Wild West. Then.
His
Yes.
cameo at the end of Jersey Girl really touched my heart.
I forgot all about
I
that.
don't
Now,
ever-
now you fucking reminded me.
Come back to Isaac.
I don't even remember.
He played himself.
Chris,
Yeah.
when you're competitive, you're even creepier than
And I'm not saying something. It
the
really
rest of us
is.
had dropped it completely.
Oh.
No one is even remembering it.
You know who I don't think has ever went down from being cool? From 1997, The Rock.
All right, just stop. We're done. Today. Why don't we take a fucking break?
Let's get out of this.
Let's get out of
we
here.
really fucked up bad with this.
But what's the name of your article up on the iBang?
Anti-heroes of comedy.
Anti-Heroes of Comedy. Go check it out.
He's writing another one called The Rock is honestly cool in real life, not just a guy who puts on black underwear and runs back and forth saying, you know what The Rock is cooking. All right, we got to take a break. We'll be right back. Bang 10.
Bang, bang.
Do 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 do. Yeah, buddies, it's the Bennington Show. 844 Rock God, 844 Rock God. Something has come to my attention, Gail. Do you remember when we were talking about the premise of movies without a romantic
Yes.
lead?
Yeah.
How much we enjoyed it.
Yeah, we did enjoy it.
Chris Stanley, excellent job, except for, go ahead.
What?
The listeners now tell me that you took that from a Reddit thread.
Oh, bullshit.
Oh my God.
4 days ago.
Chris.
Now,
4 days ago, Chris.
Chris,
Yes.
if you want to take something from a Reddit thread, just say I got this from Reddit.
Yeah, I know.
And it's kind of part of the thread. But don't act like you came up with it.
I came up with it. I swear to God, I wasn't fucking. I don't even
Who
know
would
what
come
section.
up with it? I've never even heard the premise before.
I don't even know what section of Reddit that would fucking be in.
Ask Reddit would probably be the section.
I only go to Circle Jerk and the front page. I'll tell you right now, all the Reddits I subscribe to: Advice Animals,
Space
Circle
Sticks.
Jerk, 4chan, Space Sticks. I go to Space Sticks sometimes.
What happens there?
It's just
Don't go to
gore
Space.
and not even gore. It's just dicks and weirdness.
Don't go to Space Sticks. That's Chris Stanley's territory.
Well, Chris, credit your Reddit when you use them next time. Could you have possibly read it and not realized it? Because no one's ever done this premise before that I know of.
It's called Reddit, not Stole It.
Oh, bullshit!
Yeah.
Bullshit!
Got him.
Fuck you, dude.
Let me tell you something else. I talked to Chris Stanley last night because apparently Mr. Behind the Scenes pulled off quite a coup stealing Legion of Skanks away from the compound. Now, the thing is, he said he had nothing to do with it, and then I said, take a lie detector test. And then he said, I wouldn't take a lie detector test because I just feel like I wouldn't pass one no matter what. I know you had a lot to do with this because they ended up with you over there at Stanley's gas fucking, what's it called?
Gas Digital Network. Look, I ain't no wheeler or dealer, Ron. You
Joe,
know
I got some bad news
Yeah,
for you.
what?
That fucking banana eating bitch is eating your banana.
I know.
Oh my God.
Come on, Chris.
I bought this. This is mine.
That's such a lie.
This is a lie. I've been saving that banana.
You know
Dude,
he
it's your
needs
own
it.
fucked up fault now.
Yeah, I know.
You left it where he could get to it.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, fuck you, Chris Stanley.
Where'd you get that from? Reddit? All right, so Stanley's gas station. By the way,
Gas Digital Network.
all right, people writing this. Nobody's buying the coincidence. It had 2,000 comments on it.
Oh.
It was a gigantic thread. Chris, you stole it. You didn't mean to steal it, but you stole it.
You stole it.
I do not remember reading that.
Why not just say to me, hey, I have a cool idea. I saw it on Reddit, and then we could start it from there.
Right.
It was my idea.
You're making
It
us
wasn't
look
your
like
fucking
thieves.
idea, banana breath. And guess what? You're not getting a cronut now.
Oh, shit.
That's why we got the cronuts in here.
I know.
Serotonin's gone, brought us in some cronuts, and I don't know what the other little things are next to it.
I don't know, but they're very cute. It's like in a cute little package.
No, I mean those things that are next to... That's cronuts that you saw in the package.
Oh, wow.
I don't know what those things are.
These are like some sort of little pastry. They look very cute.
Yeah. I just worry that he eats so much fucking drugs, you know?
Do you think that he would...
Like, wouldn't it be cool to trip out the Bennington show?
Those are DMT puffs, is what he told me.
Look, can I tell you something, Reddit thief? Who are you fucking texting now? Or what are you doing, downloading another premise?
He's on the app right now.
Fucker.
I'm going to ask Kyle what those other things are.
Why would you ask? Just make sure he didn't dose us.
Just make him promise that he
I'm
didn't.
not eating any of the dose stuff.
I'll take his word for it, because they do look really good.
Makes me nervous. I'll just have one of these bananas that are left over. Oh. Hey, do you know Joe's booking the show now?
I didn't know that. No, what happened?
Apparently, Christina just tweeted out, I'll be on the Bennington show after 2.
Really?
Because Joe invited her.
Oh.
I left it open-ended.
Go check her Twitter.
That sounds like a locked-in booking.
Who brought it up? You or her?
I brought it up.
Why would you, when do you book anything for this show, Joe?
I haven't.
Well, why? Do you have a little crush?
No.
Because you're not in her fucking ballpark. She'd snap you, dude.
You want
really
some?
would.
You want some,
I
Joe?
believe it too.
Did you go to her Twitter that you fucking lurk at every
Looking
day?
for her hand.
He's a fucking lurker-ass troll.
Look at him.
Ron.
He's trying to pretend like he doesn't know what her Twitter handle is.
Check your most visited places. All right. Now people are saying, oh, I guess that Reddit time traveled and stole from Chris.
Were they at a Tyson fight?
You motherfucker. Everything you do, now I have to go over.
You have to be vetted.
The transgender bathroom story that went up on the iBank, I am going to just put it out there now. I don't believe the girl. I don't think it happened. I think she just wanted to do a rant. But this little girl was apparently accused of being transgender when she is not.
She's a cis woman, cis female.
What's cis mean?
I don't really know.
Sissified?
I don't know. It's CIS. I don't really know what the cis, but cisgender means you were born your gender.
All right, so you were born your gender, you stay it.
Right.
And sissified means is when you're the cock that has to clean up the cream pie. I can't keep up with all the new...
It's a whole new world.
I know. It's a whole new world. Did you find Christina's tweet?
No, I haven't found it. I don't.
Chris, what are you doing with your staff? You're letting them book now?
I don't know what the hell that kid was doing.
This is
I'm going
what,
to get this shit under control.
there's nothing you can do because you just ate his banana.
Now, this girl who put this story up, I cannot guarantee that she is telling the truth. However, there has been reports in the past of similar things happening, and one of them even was caught on video where a lesbian female who was kind of like a butch dresser got kicked out of a bathroom, and all of her friends are going, but she's a female, like you're kicking, and she's like, dude, what are you doing?
Look.
And they're pulling her physically out of the bathroom.
Yeah, but that was from years ago. That one wasn't like a recent. But I know, even for me, when I went into the ladies' room and I was crawling under a stall, these people are like, you don't belong here. And I'm like, ask fucking Obama. I'll fucking stop you getting any school supplies. There won't be an eraser or a ruler coming into this place.
You know,
Did you find Christina's tweet yet? What's it say?
Says sometime after 2 p.m. ET, I'll drop by at Bennington show on at SiriusXM Comedy 99.
Look, I love Christina.
Yeah.
I'm happy to have her come by, but you don't book for this show, dude.
Yeah.
And just because someone's a pretty girl, don't fucking stop by their desk and act like, what's up? We'd love to have you stop by today.
Look, if we wanted to have a parade of pretty girls, we could have that easily.
I know.
Yeah.
Believe me, I could set that up for you. If that's what you're looking for.
Look, why don't we set it up? Now
I
that
think of
you're
myself
girl?
as the madam of
I
Sirius
love it.
XM.
I love it.
Come in, ladies, all in a row. Take your pick, gentlemen.
I love the idea, and I am going to put you in charge of this.
I'm not going to lie, some of these are interns.
No problem, according to HR.
I mean, they got the equipment, but it doesn't mean you should be.
Look, don't touch, right?
The fact that we even have to have an acronym for "Don't fuck the interns" is embarrassing to me. They should go without sayings.
Off limits, you know?
Yeah.
You know what else is off limits for you?
What's that?
Fucking perusing Reddit looking for your show prep. You fucking prick.
I really can't believe you would do something
I only
so
go to the
low.
trolliest of the fucking subreddits
This is just a lie.
for my chuckles.
There's no way that you would have come up with the same
No.
premise, dude.
In the
premise
same
is
time
too
zone?
bizarre. Because I was like, even when you brought it up, I'm like, wait, let me try to get this together. What are you saying? Because most, immediately my head went to kids' movies don't have a romantic thing.
Right. Now, here's another thing. If you had said to me, people were saying it was on Reddit, but it was some thread from 2 years ago, I'd be like, that's a strange coincidence.
Right.
He had the same idea. But 4 days ago, and
He
then
got
no.
it.
And
You
then
got
no.
it, dude. No one would fucking believe you anywhere. Okay, my sweet lord. That's fucking he's so fine, dude. Craig. Craig, what's up?
How's it going, guys?
Hey.
Thank you. In your opinion, what show from the 60s, 70s, or 80s
Okay.
had the best guest stars?
Now, are we talking a situational comedy, a dramedy, or a variety
Say
show?
like
Or
Adam
late night.
12 might have had Robert Redford, or The Twilight Zone might have had someone. I have a definitive, my favorite.
Well, why don't you give it to me, bro?
Kung Fu with John Carradine.
Yeah.
He had Jodie Foster, William Shatner, Harrison Ford.
I wasn't even familiar with all this. I
Yeah.
didn't know were these all people that beat up Kung Fu?
It was the greatest. He fought everyone. It's
Yeah.
on this weirdo hero.
He fought Jodie Foster?
Yeah, he beat her fucking ass. Here's the thing about Kung Fu. He would fight in slow motion.
Exactly.
Because it didn't look that good when he fought in regular time.
Love David Carradine.
But see, this was the 70s. And back then, everybody was Kung Fu fighting.
Everybody was Kung Fu fighting.
I mean, literally, in the 70s. Everybody was Kung Fu fighting. Everybody's hands were fast as lightning. But then, after a while, it got a little bit frightening. I don't know. I don't know that Kung Fu fought so many people. I mean, if I had to say what shows had the best stars on, you got to say Saturday Night Live. They got a guest star and a musical act.
Every
Except
week.
for when it's Drake. Then you get them both.
I've never been a fan of the
Drake?
the double up.
I gotta agree with you. Unless it's for a Mr. Paul Simon.
That would be a rare circumstance, but that should be like so rare. But I feel like they do a couple every year. Like
Yeah,
they
now
do
they
like
do.
two.
Because, you know why? These children who are the new stars, they have been trained in all the dark arts. They sing, they dance, they put seltzer down their pants. So they do it all, and they're so fucking precious. Like, remember when Kitty Cat Girl was on? I don't know what her whole name is. I can just call her Kitty Cat Girl.
Ariana Grande.
All right, but isn't Kitty Cat Girl a better name for
Yeah.
her? since
Yeah,
she
I
was
like
a
that.
cat?
Sexier.
More appropriate.
Come here, kitty cat. Yeah, yeah.
You know how I stopped her one day in the hall was with yarn. I just threw it in front of her. She jumped on it and just started playing with it. That's when I threw the net over her.
But yeah, Kitty Cat did a good job. She did, but I still like. Then why not have someone else?
Boring, boring.
You liked her, didn't you?
I can't remember. I don't remember anything anymore. I seriously, The other day, I was trying to place the face of Ted Cruz. I couldn't pull it off.
You don't want to.
I'm like, why is that? And then I got him confused with Pablo Cruz for a while.
Well, you know, I think it's fine. Just release that one. Don't try to remember.
No, I'm not going to remember anything anymore. I'm fucking done with memory. Done with it completely. So we're all kind of agreeing that we don't believe that girl was tried to be thrown out of a bathroom.
I'm not sure if it's 100% true, but I also know that she's not saying something that doesn't happen. And I know that people have told me that it has happened to them. Like some people who have personal stories about it.
All right, so G-Man was sticking up for Joe. He said that Stanley's too busy deep throating Joe's fruit to book anybody for the show.
Thank you, G-Man.
Oh, my God. Now Christina just wrote, never mind. I don't think I'm invited on the Bennington show.
Joe!
Thanks a lot, Joe.
Joe!
All right, let's fucking fix this, dude.
All right.
We've made an enemy, and we've already lost Jenny Hutt.
I will not let this go this way.
By the way, I heard this the other day. Down the hall, there was some people talking, and there was a certain star that was stopping in here. And the star said, hey, does Ron Bennington still work here? And a person, and I'm not going to give away who said it, said that Jenny Hutt said to him that Ron Bennington is an ill-begotten son of a bitch.
Oh, my God.
Now, if I didn't have my producers so busy stealing Reddit threads or fucking booking a room because somebody's pretty, who are you booking tomorrow? Your neighbor?
Well, she is pretty cute.
But dude, what gives you the right to go around saying we'd like you to stop by today?
I just figured it might help. I just wanted to help.
But at what point did you think that was your job?
It's not. It's Chris's job. He's the guy who does it.
He's too busy eating bananas and stealing Reddit threads.
You know that's what he does.
There's a lot to read out there. Did not steal that, though.
Well, that story you told me is terrible because that is actually the worst thing you could call someone.
It is the worst thing.
An ill-begotten son of a bee? I won't even say the word.
My great-grandfather put somebody in a coma when they said that. And this is, I guess back then, when the person came out of the coma, he was released from jail. This is how different the rules must have been. Yeah, it must have been like in the 30s or 40s. But my grandmother would tell me that even as a little kid, when she would say, ill-begotten son of a bee, and she goes like this, what would you do if someone said that about that? You have to give them a hit, right? I go, we guess. I mean, I know there's that sticks and stones thing that you say at school. I know we're doing a sticks and stones weekend.
Look, anyone would do this.
Anyone would just strike. Hit them so hard that they go into a coma.
They don't even have to finish the B word. I'm already striking because I know where it's going.
He's out of the coma. Release the prisoner. There's no longer a crime. The man is woken up from a deep sleep.
Surely if he could have the strength to wake up, he's an innocent man.
I am. Okay. Oh boy, poor Christina. There's talk now that she might be killing herself.
No, let me make this better. I'll save her.
Joe!
Let me save her.
No, Chris?
Yeah.
I'm checking Reddit right now to see what tomorrow's topics are for the show. You fucking seriously.
If I knew, I could always go ahead and check ahead of time and get my answers ready.
By the way, if anyone has a horse that's missing, I'm pretty sure I know who took it. That horse, Steve and Chris Stanley. You know how fucking embarrassing it's going to be to make eye contact with Christina?
Yeah.
Now that we've yanked her from the show?
I mean, what have you done, Joe?
Oh, man.
Like, really?
I'm going to make this right.
I don't think you can.
All you had to do to make it right was to just walk down the hall.
All you could have to do is not make it wrong.
Okay.
You made it wrong.
This makes me sick. Or that might be the banana I just ate. I don't know.
I hope it's the banana, damn it, Chris.
I think Chris is making banana daiquiris.
Daiquiris. Do I hear a blender in there?
Then he tried to get a thing going where he said to me,
if you like pina colada, Chris?
if he likes pina colada.
No.
and getting cum in his face.
Yeah, that's him.
If he likes fucking ducks at midnight. Hey, so I saw him the other day with and he's like, I just had a bunny for lunch, and it's time for me to feed it. And he starts eating Joe's banana. He calls it feeding the bunny.
That's what I call it.
And he drew big ears over top of his belly button.
I don't like
fun.
that at all.
It's fun.
Fucking creepo.
I don't like that. And the fact that he had to have enough sense to draw that ahead of time before showing it to you.
I know.
He's like, later I'm going to expose this bunny on my belly.
Ew.
What a weirdo.
Makes meals more fun.
Let's see. Oh, this news is up on the iBank. Louis C.K. is to produce Barry Crimmins' new hour special.
That is exciting. That is exciting
That's
news.
awesome.
Congratulations to Barry for that.
That is awesome.
And did you see the Rocky Horror Picture Show thing?
I did.
Yeah. Chris is producing that for Gasworks. What's it called?
Gas Digital Network.
What you called it before? It was Chris's gas station. He's over at Chris's gas station.
Stanley's gas station. Fill her up with someone else's act?
No.
Parallel thinking, you can't even parallel park.
Oh, shit!
That's it.
Snap,
Got your ass.
You're never getting another banana.
You know what? Here's the deal. I've always respected Chris Stanley, but now Joe has taught me he's just a bitch.
Joe's the bitch.
Yeah, he is.
We see you for the bitch you are.
Seriously. Chris, is that you over there? Because I can't see you because of the back of fucking Joe's balls.
Oh, fuck that shit. I ain't sucking.
I didn't even say that.
He didn't say
I didn't even allude to that.
I took that as an illusion to me getting, you know.
If you like making love at midnight. That's the worst fucking song.
It's so bad. It's maybe my least favorite song of all time.
I have an extra problem with it because I saw Merv Griffin singing at one time. It just, there was a part of it that Merv just started to do this little weird Vegas thing, and he went like this. Goes, me and my old lady was tired of the same old routine. And I was just like, this can't be fucking a song.
Oh my God. Yeah, that song is so annoying. And the premise of the song was storyline. How the way it ends, like we're supposed to think that this is a good thing.
Yeah, because you catch each other cheating and you're like, this is fucking great.
And like what you get out of that is you're like, I never knew you liked pina coladas and getting caught in the rain.
Who likes getting caught in the rain? A duck. If someone said that, I'm like, I'm not fucking a duck. I'm not Chris Stanley. In the dunes of the Cape. That's got to stop. You never grab a fucking single song for us. And you come up with that.
It's like worst song.
Hey, did you see this story that Larry Wilmore has been banned from CNN because of that correspondence speech? He was supposed to go do the Don Lemon Hour of Lemonade, and they said no, he couldn't do it.
Are you kidding?
Yeah.
What was the CNN joke that pushed it over for them?
He said something like, no one's watching Wolf Blitzer.
Oh yeah, he said like Wolf's the worst. Like there wasn't even a joke
Right.
there, which was really funny. He's like, Wolf sucks, right? I mean, we all
Everybody
hate Wolf.
understand that Wolf sucks.
And then like they cut to Wolf, and he's just so serious.
Yeah, he was.
Oh, but that, you come on very humorless if you're gonna ban someone for a little joke.
Look, I banned Christina for going to the wrong person on
Yeah,
the show.
that's true. You did through no fault of her own.
By the way, I forgot to tell you this. I saw Denny when I was taking a piss with him earlier, and he offered to do the Song of the Summer movie collection while we do the show one day. That he would just play Songs of the Summer.
Oh, that sounds like it would be really fun.
Doesn't. Will I see you in September?
I bumped into him earlier. I was going
Men's
into he was coming out of the men's room. I was going into the ladies, and he was coming out. And he was like, hey, Gail, turn down for what? Turn down for what? And I'm like, why is he singing that? And then I go into the ladies' bathroom, and it was just playing in the bathroom. And I was like, that's kind of creepy, but I know that's what he was just singing while he was going 1 or 2.
Anytime I've seen him, he's only gone 1.
Oh, okay.
No, there are certain people here that just seem to be either deucers or they're pea shy.
I like to mix it up.
Some people are pea shy.
Yeah, he does mix it up. He took a shit in the urinal the other day.
That's disgusting, Chris.
That's our Chris.
That's our Chrissy.
Shits in the urinal. All right. This is the jokes that Larry Wilmore did that got him suspended.
Okay.
I've been watching CNN a long time. I used to watch it back when it was a news network. I don't know about you guys, but I can't get enough of that countdown clock. Now we can see exactly when they hit 0 in the ratings.
Banned.
Speaking of drones, how is Wolf Blitzer still on television? Hey, Wolf, I'm ready to project tonight's winner. Anyone who isn't watching the Situation Room.
This is good stuff.
Yeah, I loved it.
Come on, Wolf.
But you know when you're going to go there, sometimes you take a little ball busting.
Sure. I mean, it's expected with these things. It's a roast. It's a media roast.
It is a media roast.
You can't cry over it. And you certainly can't ban.
Dustin said the show brought to you by Tito's and then Lakeview Health. You know what? We're very pro-choice here.
Yeah.
I wouldn't dream of telling anybody that they couldn't do either one of those things.
Yeah, that's your choice as an adult.
You could have an adult beverage or you can make an adult choice.
It's up to you. And
I wouldn't even tell somebody not to drink and drive.
Not even your friends?
No, especially not them.
Who are you to do that, you know?
I happen to be one of the better drinking and driving people in America, so I could probably drive from New York to San Francisco, totally fucking blitzed, and make it fine.
Yeah, you have a hard time driving straight. Like,
I refuse.
need a little drink to unwind myself before I get on the road.
I don't even know what that concept means. I've never tried it. I know one thing. I like to drive with a keg right next to me the whole way. Keggy, it's time to start singing songs.
Buckle up, Keggy.
Keggy, we're about to sing the perfect songs of the summer. Chris, if you could only drink one alcohol beverage for the rest of your life, what would it be?
It has to be scotch.
Really?
I like scotch.
That's no beer.
Yeah, no beer. So then I'm just sipping
No
on
wine.
scotch. No wine.
Just scotch.
Straight scotch.
Would it be for you, Gail?
Tequila.
Of course it would be. Joe?
Whiskey.
And I'd have slow gin fizz.
You're like, I'm full. It's just
Gassy.
I'm on my 3rd slow gin fizz.
Give me a slow gin fizz.
Is the slow gin fizz the one that has egg white in it?
Yeah, I think so.
I know there's like a lot of raw egg cocktails.
I'm not, there's a place, you never have a wine pairing or a beer pairing thing?
Yeah.
They're doing a place downtown. Very, very expensive place. Couple of Michelin, only non-alcoholic drinks. They make these fruit and soda drinks. As, very expensive.
Right. That's interesting. I've done that once at a we were doing what is that called? Tasting menu.
Yeah.
And we did a non-alcoholic pairing. And it was very interesting.
Let me just ask you a question.
Yeah.
Who paid for that?
You did.
Oh. Because I felt like you were telling me the story. Like,
no.
Oh, okay.
No. I was saying
like,
we did it.
I don't want all the credit, but I want some credit. Because me and my own lady was tired of the same old routine. Yeah, it actually ended up being refreshing.
It was.
And good. But I think I'd only want to do it in the summer. I don't think it makes sense outside of the summer.
It's not good for a winter beverage pairing. I don't think I would enjoy. Just a hot.
No.
But I think it was, what is that place? Rouge Tomate or something like that?
Yeah, it's gone now.
It's gone now?
It was Road Tomate, I believe.
Mm.
Yeah, it's gone. What's, it's high rents. Fucking
Yeah.
your place is working? Then I'm going to raise the rent. Scott, Vancouver.
Oh, hi there.
Hey, buddy.
I don't think that Larry Wilmore actually got suspended over the CNN jokes. I think the real issue is him referring to Obama as the N-word at the end of his bit.
Well, but here's the deal. If you were CNN, right, you would bring him on and, interview him about that. Call him out on it, because that's news.
Yeah. Banning people. You're banned from this news station.
Doesn't make sense.
No.
But I would agree that it was, it was edgy for no apparent reason, and it probably shouldn't have been done. But I'd say, come on, so I could say that to you, and then have you explain to me why you decided to do what you decided to do.
Yeah, to be banned from a news network, it's very sad. Like, no one should be banned from news. If it's news, then it should be addressed.
Yeah, I mean, you would have fucking Scott Zimmerman on your news show.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You wouldn't go, I'm not going to have Scott Zimmerman on. He shot somebody. That's the
George
exact...
Zimmerman.
Oh, yeah, I meant Scott Zimmerman, some other guy. He also shot someone, but this person was white. So it didn't make the news.
So there's a Scott Zimmerman at home right now, like, hey,
fuck you, dude. Because he's a little effeminate. Hey, fuck you, dude. And he's not gay. He's just a little effeminate.
Yeah.
Now, by the way, everyone, I'm going to put you on this. You can enjoy it. It's Celebrity Jeopardy this week, Washington style. Last night, I saw Jonathan Franzen, the noted author, lose the Essie cups. And I was fucking cracking up because he was like, I can't believe fucking, of all people, Essie cup beat my ass. So it's a wonderful week, and Louis is doing it one day this week.
What's his day?
They never tell you people's days.
Oh, my God.
They want you to watch every day. But every day it'll be somebody, that newsmakers, news reporters, and I guess comedic people in the news.
Comedic icons.
But anyone who knows Jonathan Franzen knows that he has done, he brings up birds a lot in his writing.
Yeah.
And then one of the fucking categories is birds.
That's bullshit.
That's not
Pandering.
fair. Yeah.
Pandering.
That's not fair.
You gotta get them outside their wheelhouse here.
Well, the other two were outside their wheelhouse, so
Yeah.
that was great.
Franzen probably dominated. If not, then you're setting him up for embarrassment.
Yeah, I don't feel like he did dominate. Like he got most of the questions, but it's not like he ran through it like a guy who should know Boyd's. That's how he would ask for it. Boyd's.
I'll take Boyd's for 300.
And then he would slack his penis down. Boyd's. Oh no, there's a Boyd in the studio.
What kind of show is this?
That's Franzen out. That's his fucking sense of humor. Someone let a Boyd in here.
Can you word that in the form of a question?
Can you word that? Is that what you fucking
Yeah, I
said,
did,
Christine
yeah.
Booker?
What the fuck?
Oh shit, she's right down the hall.
Oh man.
I'm not even going to be able to make eye contact
Oh,
with her.
God.
No.
Why'd you?
What, are you in love with her?
No.
Why would you say that?
I just, we ran to each other in the hall. I was like, hey, if you're not doing anything later, maybe. And then I talked, ran it by the old guy.
Oh, and he doesn't even bring it up. I'm glad you chucked him under the bus.
Good.
That's where he fucking belongs.
How do those wheels feel?
Never fucking said, 100% book Christina.
What percent did you say?
None. I said she's around. Okay, good. I never said, hey, I never gave anyone a time or a fucking day or anything.
It seems like you did,
It
Reddit.
sounds like you did. You know what?
I
You've
think
been getting a
Joe
lot
knows
of
what he's fucking doing when he's walking down the halls.
You ate my banana.
Yeah,
Chris,
well, again.
guys. Come
Chris,
on.
calm down. You're just having a bad day today. Why don't you give us the new Reddit question of the day?
I don't have a right question today because I'm not
Just go on Ask Reddit. Just see whatever the top upvoted comment is.
He's doing a thing on there. He's going on to a show called Tell Me Everything, where the people of Reddit just help him fix his fucking job.
In your opinion, what is the most underrated movie?
Oh man.
underrated would mean that I know what the rating is on something. How would I know what
Yeah.
something's rated?
Like most movies I like are underrated because I like them more than they're getting credit for.
Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, doesn't everyone think like, does anyone say like, this is my favorite movie and it's everyone's favorite movie? Everyone kind of feels a little bit like,
Ugh.
like, is there any movie that you would say, me and the rest of the world agree this is the best movie ever?
Well, like The Godfather, right? I mean, I don't run into people saying I don't like The Godfather.
It's very rare. But
If I
if you
did-
meet someone, it's a very strange thing. Because whenever somebody says they don't like The Godfather, I think they're just trying to, like they're just trying to be a little bit of a shitster.
Right.
They're like,
Oh, look, I'll be the contrarian who gets everyone to pay attention to them. John, Tennessee.
Hey there, Ron and B. Two things. Chris is good at stealing things from Reddit.
Right.
Wonder if Reddit's got any talent for him to steal.
That's fucking good, dude.
I think
That's a
John
good
from
one.
Tennessee is a dick. I like that,
Chris.
John.
You
Hey,
said that
Chris,
first, Chris.
I did. I said John from Tennessee is a dick
he
first.
just asked Jeeves how to
You know,
respond to that.
Somebody told me this yesterday. I don't even know how true it is, but they said Kevin Smith is, and I think only Chris and I would care about this, going to reboot The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai.
What?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Now, that is a film that most people probably didn't like. It was a weird 80s.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
Well, guess what? Count yourself as lucky because you got a great viewing experience coming from
I
it.
love when that happens. Sometimes when someone says this is a great movie and you're like, oh, I feel dumb that I didn't see it. I don't. I feel great about it because I'm like, this is a
Buckaroo
good...
Banzai was a guy who was like a physicist, an adventurer, a doctor, a surgeon, and then also he had a kind of a cool 80s band. And he was able to travel through other dimensions.
Okay, already this sounds pretty great.
Yeah, it is.
They would replay it constantly on Comedy Central, like in the 90s.
Some people see it as a farce. But turn it off. I don't want her to see the whole thing. She's going to watch it now.
Yeah,
Come on, Joe.
I'm already sold.
Come on, Banana Boy.
Wouldn't you be Banana Boy?
He's buying them.
You know what? I Chris is Banana Boy. Fucking Joe's Banana Bitch.
We're all in the same banana boat.
What's it? Isn't there a store that has banana in it?
A store? Banana Republic?
Is that a store?
Yeah.
Banana Shack, too.
That's what he calls his underwear. All right, why don't we take a break here? We still got lots to get to. By the way, homework assignment. Did anyone do last night's homework?
I did.
Ali Wong?
I did.
We'll talk about her when you get back. Also, the businessman who wants to recreate 9/11 by buying a plane and flying it into a building just to prove that it can be done. The hot Russian refuses to cut her amazingly long hair till it reaches her toes. And Hillary caught checking out tatas. All that and more. And probably Christina. Or else we'll lose our friendship. It's Bennington. Then would you go down the hall and get Christine? I've heard from a couple people that she's threatening suicide after her embarrassing
God, please.
situation. So ask her to come on up and be part of the show.
She also tweeted something new.
What's that?
She wrote #awkward.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is fucking awkward.
I know.
But you know what's awkward? You're awkward. And you made this whole
You
thing
took a
uncomfortable.
situation that didn't. Why are you laughing? None of this needed to happen.
Out of awkwardness.
So you see somebody and you just tell her that we have a bag of cronuts for her.
Yeah, maybe
If
this
she
will make
lives,
it
we'll
right.
enjoy them.
And the Cronuts is...
Huh?
Cronuts, I think, will make this much better.
Did anybody taste any of these?
I have not tasted any
Would
of
you
it
be
yet.
willing to experiment?
I'll experiment.
Good. Chris, make a plate.
Yes.
You're going to get a small water with it as well.
Nice.
By the way, I thought the room was hot. But, oh, God. Here she comes.
Oh, boy.
This
Oh,
is
boy.
gonna be awkward.
Oh, boy. Hey, Christina.
Hi.
What's up? What's up, buddy?
Welcome to the show.
What's up, friend?
Yeah. So we've got some cronuts here. obviously we don't have enough. We didn't know we were going to have this many people in the air today.
What is that? Some sort of a peace offering?
No, I think everybody should cut 1/5 of their cronut and give it to Christine.
Just so we can accommodate
everybody.
Everyone is involved.
Let me save you the trouble.
Yeah.
I don't really need a cronut.
Why would you say that?
Because, these thighs, they don't lie.
Why do you lie? Because you just want to get a compliment?
No, I don't. I really don't want a cronut.
Do you know what?
But thank you very much for the offering.
You know what? In the last 3 days, and Gail, you'll back this up.
I will.
4 different people have said to us, that girl is built like a brick shithouse.
Mm-hmm. What girl? This girl?
Yeah. And that's quite the compliment.
Brick shithouse?
Yes. Oh, yeah. It's
mighty, letting it all hang out.
Yes, that's exactly right. You look so good, someone could go inside you and drop a loaf.
Yeah. My God.
It's really
That's terrifying.
Greatest compliment a woman could ever receive.
If you want me to take it to HR, I'll say who some of the people are. I'm willing to go to HR for any situation. So sorry about the mix-up today.
Oh, it's okay. Joe, I'm sorry to get you into trouble.
No, I'm sorry for the mix-up.
Excitement for hanging out with my pals.
You're always welcome here.
Thank you.
You don't need this guy. What do you got, a little crush, Joe? Is that
No.
You've never been...
Joe doesn't have a crush.
You like what you say?
No, let's be honest here. He's never booked a person on the show.
Never once.
The entire time he's been here.
Well, I'm flattered. Thank you so much for thinking of me. That's really sweet.
And what about... is there other people that you'd like to bring in from the rest of the building?
Not off the top of my head.
Then you must have a crush.
Dan Man's not
Can
around
it just be that he's looking out for the best interest of the show and thought, hey, maybe we have some free time. Maybe Ron would like to chat with Christina about, her time on Raw Dog.
I'm just not... I don't feel like talking about smoking pot today. Is that a problem?
Nobody... What? We don't
Isn't
have to
that
talk
your
about...
thing?
No.
You talk about smoking pot
it's
all the
a
time?
thing, but it's not my thing.
It's so
doesn't
good.
have to be.
It's nonstop.
You get so hot.
I mean, when it hits your lips, it's pretty good.
Oh,
but-
yeah. It hits your lips.
so
it gets into your lungs.
If I'm not mistaken, you're the one that brought up the pot. I didn't say a word about pot.
But it was coming. I mean, I don't know what else to talk
What are you, a mind reader now?
I don't know what else to talk to you about. I don't know.
Really? I'm sorry.
It's your main
Do you have
interest.
other interests?
That makes me feel so shallow. And
Yeah.
like I've got nothing
I thought
at
that was
all
your
going
thing.
for me.
Smoking
I thought
dank
that-
nugs constantly.
I didn't know.
Somebody sounds bitter in there.
Better. He sounds better.
Better?
Chris, who you
I said
fucking
bitter.
texting with during the whole show?
He's
Oh,
never
no
not
texting. No texting.
And what are you
Is he
looking
posting
at?
Taking
on
I
Reddit?
just have a plug just in case.
What?
I just Christina's plug on my phone just in case.
Well, go ahead and read away, dude. Because you're not in the moment, so go ahead.
Christina Palomo's in studio. She's on Raw Dog 8 a.m., 11 a.m., and 6 p.m. on Tuesdays. And on the Jay Thomas Show on Comedy Greats Channel 94, 4 p.m. East weekdays at Christina Palumbo on Twitter.
Thank you.
Great radio, Chris. Well, what else would you... Christina, what else do you talk
I don't know.
about
I
besides-
was asked to come in here. I got to come up with stuff
Well,
to
we'll
talk
let Joe
about
come
now.
up with
yeah,
it then.
Joe, you booked the
Joe,
show.
go ahead.
All right. So, hey, you guys see that new Cubs? They were singing karaoke yesterday, and they're actually kind of good at it.
What kind of fucking show do you think this is that we would be talking about?
The Chicago Cubs.
Seriously, if I was doing an AM sports show in Chicago, I'd be like, great bit, Joe. Let me run it up the fucking flagpole. Listeners will be fucking saluting it. Why would we be talking about the Cubs singing karaoke?
Well, they're in first place right now.
You know what? There's 6 teams in first place. So
Yeah.
what? The Nationals in first place. What do you got them doing? Playing a fucking hopscotch down in D.C.?
There hasn't been video of that yet.
I just don't get you most of the time. All right, let's get back to Herb. So, what's the best?
What's the best strain?
Yeah,
Ew.
best strain.
You're on pot talk with Ron Bennington.
Do you like? You don't do any other drugs, right?
No. Mm-mm.
So I was just talking to Doug Stanhope about this.
I mean, I've done other drugs.
Yeah,
but I don't.
Marijuana
do
is
them
the
now.
only thing that never really interested me much.
Really?
Yeah, I've just found it
Was it your gateway?
Well, everything is a gateway, but I found it out of all the drugs, and yes, I do. I include it with drugs.
Yeah.
The most like a little annoying, the most unfun.
Yeah, I think that sometimes it's difficult, the people who are really into it, because I think that they want to smoke socially, but they don't necessarily go hand in hand. I understand more people who are into like, hey, I smoke a little weed at night when I go home and then I go to bed. But people are like, oh, I want to smoke weed with my friends. That I feel like is less appealing.
I think Well, if you're really going to get together with your friends, you should probably do coke. I mean, that's the one.
It's the friendliest of drugs.
And then you'll actually know who you really consider a friend and who you don't
Right.
by how much coke you want to do with them.
And also, you find out like who you really like listening to most. You're
Right.
like, I can handle listening to you.
Fucking
you know,
just go on and on and on about nothing.
just grind your teeth in my face for
That's
3
the
hours.
worst. Watching
just hash
people
it all
do
out.
that.
no,
Chewing their cheek off. I can't stand that.
See, I think of that more of a meth thing than a coke thing.
I've seen plenty of people on coke just gnawing at their, like making their.
I'm gonna just say this. Then they've got the worst fucking coke ever.
that could be true.
And this is Joe. This is your karaoke story. I don't get it. Give us your next topic.
Okay. So what do you guys think is the best kind of cake?
Oh my God! Seriously, what am I at a child's house right now, Chris?
What is this, a birthday party?
First of all, isn't cake?
Well, no, because my favorite's cheesecake. It goes good with everything.
Oh my God!
Strawberry.
What are you talking about,
chocolate,
dude?
bananas.
Seriously, do you got? Are you working part time? Selling fucking Junior's cheesecake? Listen, guys, we ship all over the country.
He's like, I bet you anything I can get 100 cheesecakes sold by the end of the show.
Well, what's your
Vanilla.
favorite?
So I guess it's vanilla, chocolate, or cheese.
Is that what you want to hear?
Chocolate. There's pound cake.
Ice cream cake? I don't know.
Ice cream
Wait,
cake is
let's
good
say
too.
one thing right now. Ice cream cake is not a cake; it's fucking ice cream.
In the shape of a cake.
Yeah,
But it's got those crunchies.
I will agree.
That's
The
the
crunchies
only
are
reason
great,
to eat
but
it.
right.
not
But
really
that doesn't
cake.
make a cake. You know.
I'll tell you right now what the biggest sham in the whole cake industry is. It's this red velvet bullshit where it's just
Agreed.
chocolate fucking cake.
Agreed.
You know, the red velvet
Makes your
cake
poop red.
is that the New York cake, right? Is it from the hotel?
Yeah.
Over on Park Avenue?
Yeah, that's where it's from.
And I think it's just dye. There's nothing red in there.
Yeah.
It's a chocolate cake
It
with
makes
dye
your
in it.
poop
It's like
red.
an extra dark chocolate, I think, with red dye in it. That's the idea.
What do you mean makes your poop red?
It makes your poop red.
Hold on. Poop isn't red all the time? No.
Are you bleeding internally, Ron? Do we need to address this?
Fissure.
Hello, doctor. I just found out something awful.
Go to break!
Don't you guys pass out when you're pooping red?
No, never.
My hand to God, I thought that was normal.
Okay, that explains, well, like when you're describing a color, you say it's shit red. Now I get it. Now I understand.
I think I have a puncture. I now think I have a puncture. No, why would you bring up what's your favorite cake? Well, how is that a fucking topic for anyone?
Because I was eating cheesecake the other day and I realized this is probably my favorite of cakes.
Look, I'm going to say this right now.
Think you think when you're 7.
Yummy. This is my favorite.
A lot of people, by the way, actually argue that a cheesecake, though it is called a cake, is a pie.
What?
That is
I would
technically
agree that
a
it's
pie.
not really a cake.
I'm on the pie train.
I don't know if I
Ice cream
pass it.
cake isn't a cake. Then
Yeah.
cheesecake certainly isn't a cake.
Yeah, there are
What do you
people
get-
who argue that it is.
What do you consider creme brulee cake?
Okay, so that's not a thing.
Creme brulee.
That's not a thing that
Seriously.
exists.
A creme brulee.
No, that's
Seriously.
not a thing that exists.
No.
Really?
What
It's
you're
not
saying,
creme.
it's not creme brulee.
Trem is something that you can't get. And no, it's not a cake.
No,
Okay.
that is a
Look,
custard.
oh, here's other things that are a cake. Sausages, sneakers, and Boyd's. So, wait, I want to go back to the cheesecake thing. People have said to you that cheesecake is a pie?
That is technically a pie. That there is nothing cakey about it. It's
Is it
along
because
the lines.
of the crust, the graham cracker delicious crust?
I think it's the exact consistency. It's like a cheese pie, essentially, just like a custard pie could be a pie.
I'm going to agree with this.
Yeah.
It's not really.
Not
a
only
cake.
that, I'd like to go to the city-state New York and go through everything that we have to have said that is New York's #1 pie. Just to fucking freak people out when they come to town.
Yep.
You should be really offended by it. Get it changed.
Well, here's the deal. A lot of people come to New York and they're going, I got to have a cheesecake before I leave. And I'm like, I can't tell you the last time I ate cheesecake. I don't know why you act like we sit around thinking about cheesecake all
We
the
don't.
time.
We don't eat it every day.
No.
Every day.
My grocery store sells individual tiny cheesecakes.
like a little.
Yeah.
Like a cupcake size.
Like making it seem as though we can't get by a day without cheesecake.
Oh, you can have that just in your pocket in case your train stops. Oh, fuck him. I'll just have this little... See, I don't know whether you've ever had a cup pie where they make but it's not as good as pie. Like, you need a little space to make something good sometimes.
Because now you're dealing with a good, 60% crust, at least.
Right. It's just like, when people are like, oh, you got to get the sliders. I'm like, a slider is not as good as a cheeseburger.
No.
There's not the right consistency. So, here's what we learned today, Joe.
Yeah.
Your favorite, this is how bad your preps are. Your favorite cake isn't even a cake.
Yep. And also, you think creme brulee is a thing.
Yeah.
That will never let you forget.
You know what's great about this fucking group? No one has corrected him. So we want to point out that he's wrong, but we want him to keep saying it time and time
I'm gonna
again.
keep doing it.
Work on it. See what you come up with.
What happens in Minnesota? They don't fucking educate people?
I mean, they do. Yeah,
You know what his first fucking period class was every day? Hockey. I mean, you're not hockey, ice fishing, walking around with tennis fucking rackets on your feet. That's not school to me.
I got an A on my forecheck.
One thing about Joe, he has 50 different words for snow.
And he can book the hell out of a radio show.
You know, I was almost past the uncomfortability. Into old brick shithouse. I had to bring it up again.
That's right.
You're still very much in love with somebody, right?
Yes.
That's still happening.
Yeah.
This is the longest relationship of your life.
No, it's not. I was married. So.
Yeah, but you weren't married long, right?
No, but I was with the guy for 8 years, I guess.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Together 8
Total
years?
of 8 years.
And then the marriage just, oh, God.
Yeah, right down the tubes.
What was the one thing that says it's not worth it? Keeping it together.
Well, when I wanted to come work here and he wasn't very supportive of it, I couldn't have that. So,
you know, here's the deal. Has anyone ever said that a woman's not supportive? But if you hear most women's complaint about men, it's not being supportive.
I think that most women aren't supported.
They're just not supported by men.
Yeah, I think a lot of times it's stereotypical maybe of.
See, I said to my chick, I go, you chase that whatever little nitwit dream you have out
course.
there. Whatever dumb little things in your girlish head. Go get it.
Sounds so supportive.
Yeah. What do you want to do? Sew things? Or
want to cook me something?
Yeah,
I support that.
So he didn't support you for being in radio, right?
Well, yeah, because I had a normal kind of job and a good salary, and then I was like, nah, fuck this. I want to go follow my dreams.
What kind of job you have?
I was an event planner for pharmaceuticals.
That sounds like fun, though.
No.
You're fucking planning the event.
No, it's the same
got
thing
pills.
every day. It's not, and you don't get any free pills at all.
Sounds like Zito's job. Zito's kind of a event planner now, right?
Yeah.
He kind of is.
So, yeah, so I was doing that and I was miserable and I wanted to do this. And then he was like, you can't just go to New York. And I was like, watch me and look at me now. Getting booked by Joe.
Well, you know what? It worked out.
Show.
But I always say to young people, I go find something that you love to do. Do it for a job, and then you'll start to hate it. And that's
Not yet.
Yeah,
Not yet.
That's my lesson for today.
I thought I loved this, but it turns out it's the worst thing in the world.
I mean, literally, what we do here is what would be called a coffee break at most places.
Maybe you.
Yeah,
but I was back there busy trying to find, the most outrageous guests of all time.
So you actually work as a producer. See, we don't do it. Chris doesn't do it. The fact that Joe could walk down and...
I saw Chris not too long ago, and it was nighttime, and I was like, whoa, look at you here. And he's like, I'm always here. So snappy.
Don't be like that.
I don't snap.
No, you did that day, and I was like, what is up his ass? That's what I thought to myself.
This is the thing.
I felt like he was really busy and very stressed.
You're a social person. Chris is not. Wait, why did I even say social? You're a person. Chris is not. He has difficulty, the way that you step, he'll do with his bosses. And they always say to me, how's Chris working out for you? And I go, not so well. Because when I say stuff like that, it makes it seem like I'm doing a better job. Like, oh, fuck. He's got nothing to work with, but he just keeps turning out gold. Thank God for him. So, I mean, he has a terrible reputation because of the way he acts. But then with me, and make it even worse. And I actually said not too long ago to Don Wicklin, I go, I think he's going to end up killing somebody one day.
Why? Well, you don't have to say that.
I can't believe the security lets him in here.
Yeah.
I mean, inanimate objects. I'm not going to hurt people.
You break stuff around here, though, right?
I've thrown things.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
He'll punch an object.
What are you throwing stuff for? I thought you didn't do anything
I've
around
thrown
here.
spindles of CDs before. Long time ago. I've gotten the throwing.
What's
thing
the worst
control.
thing that you've ever broke?
I mean, the light probably was the worst.
Yeah, but that wasn't out
That
of
was out
anger.
of
That
anger.
was
That was just, like, sheer
being a fucking baby bear.
awkwardness.
I can tell you this: when I was younger, I punched a windshield and broke it. And the thing that is really annoying is that it just keeps breaking slowly while you're watching it. and you're just like, oh, fuck.
You're like, I really fucked up. And then, like, whatever that moment has passed, but you're just still seeing the damage of what you've done. You're
I
like,
know.
"Ugh."
Guess why I did it? Because we were going to the beach and we were stuck in traffic. So I was with this girl, not your mom. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? And I just fucking punch it and it all cracks. And then we have to sit there.
Oh, fuck.
And she was like, about a half hour later, she goes, I don't even know if there's a place I can fix. I go, don't fucking start talking about fixing this. You want to fucking go all the way to the beach on a Saturday? We stare at this. Don't say anything. We're not talking for 48 fucking hours. But it's not hard to break a windshield. You don't even fucking... I'm like, why do we even have windshields? You know? I even think Obama should be better off to drive around without one. Maybe they get a better glass than I do, though.
Maybe just like a screen instead, like a screen door material.
That would be nice.
Yeah,
You
a
just
nice
go
breeze
down-
in the car.
You could open it in the summer, then have a little storm door to close in the winter. I remember a screen door, because they were metal at the bottom, and when I was like a little kid, my friends would knock at the door, and and then sometimes they would just kick at the door. My dad would be so fucking pissed. Tell them to stop fucking kicking the door, and I'm like, I really have no power over these idiots. You know what I mean? Like, I could tell them something, they're not going to remember.
They're children.
You have no idea the shit we do when we wander out of here. It's hard enough to keep caterpillars out of their mouths. I mean, these children that are my age are insane.
You lucked out with me. You think that you didn't.
You got a nice, sensitive young man, you know, and you don't take advantage of it. But the weird thing was the difference between my generation and yours, Gail, was if you went to your neighbor's house, the fucking dad was probably already going to be pissed at you, and you had to be like this. Hi, Mr. Ron, can I, you know what I mean? You had to go through this thing. And then with your friends, they're like this. They'd be like 5. They're like, hi, Ron. I'm like, what do you think? We're on equal fucking ground here? Give me a nice fucking mister. Not one of them said
I never
mister.
called anybody mister. If they asked me to, I would, but it was always like, this is Joan, this is Phil.
If I met your parents today, I'd call them mister until they fucking gave me
Really?
that.
My mother
yeah.
would go, don't call me that. That's my mother-in-law's name. That's what she would say.
First of all, your mom has a very sexy accent. Second, and then at that point, I'd be going, okay, we're at that point.
Right.
You know?
But you gotta start with.
It was
being
always
formal.
so informal in my life, though. It was never formal.
But see, you need some formality because then you can break rules. If you leave an informal life, you got to go a long way. That's why you want to send your kids to a private school where they have to wear uniforms and cut their hair and shit. Because then it takes almost nothing for them to be the rebel. You know, somebody has bangs and they feel fucking like, hey. But if you go to public school, you're like, I got to shoot this place up to be nice. You know, I got to go out of my way.
Jesus.
You know?
I mean, that kid has a mohawk. How am I going to compete with it?
Right. You want kids to have strict rules so they can easily break them before it gets to the dangerous.
Right.
That's why you don't say to your kids, don't go out any further than 1 foot into the highway. You know what I mean? You make them stay 50 feet away from the highway.
Right.
So when they go 45, they're like, I'm living like James Dean. I'm on the fucking edge here. Chris is the same way. He grew up with, you had 0 rules in your life.
Oh, yeah, none. There was nothing. There was lack of parenting.
Oh, I
All
had
around.
too much parenting, but I never had to call anybody Mrs. or Mr. Except for my teachers.
I used to have to call my father Mr. Dad. I mean, I thought, quite frankly, that was formal.
Mr. Dad?
Permission to raise your hand. You had to raise your hand when you
I
had a
had
question.
somewhat of a formal life where we had dinner the same time every night, and nobody ate until everybody got home. And like, so if I was running around my friends, I got home 15 minutes later, everyone would be sitting at the fucking table just looking at me.
That's nice.
Oh my God.
I wasn't allowed to get up until I finished my meal. And there would be times where, like when I was young, my mom would dress me at the table for bed. And then when I would wake up in the morning, have to eat that for breakfast because it was still sitting there. And I didn't touch it the night before.
This is why you're in an S&M relationship today.
This is why I'm an only child, because my mother was an asshole.
So what was it that she wanted you to eat that you wouldn't?
There were a lot of things. I'm really picky. Yeah.
Even to this day?
Oh, yeah. I mean, still some things won't cross my lips. Like no seafood. None at all.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
Really?
Because it's like in and around the ocean. I don't know. I don't. You know, everybody's so hung up on like lobster. It's a bottom feeder. It just
Shrimp.
eats shit on the bottom of the ocean floor. You can put butter on French fries and it tastes the exact same.
Well, it doesn't taste the exact same.
Gives a shit.
But
No, it's disgusting.
You know that it's just a buttery
You can
fry
see the poop in the shrimp. No, thank you. I don't
Take
understand.
that out. You take the intestine out.
Why would no? That's disgusting.
To get to the delicious shrimp meat.
And the work that you have to do for a crab. My God, what's the point?
Well, that one
Everybody's
I agree
like
with. There's a
sucking the
lot.
juice. It makes me want to
Oh,
vomit.
yeah.
Now, you'll eat a potato?
A potato?
Yeah.
100 potatoes.
That
yeah.
grew inside the dirt.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
It's a bottom
There's
feeder.
no rhyme or
Yeah.
reason.
Dog shit on top of that.
I'm not
And
saying there's a rhyme or reason.
You
but
eat a
there's
mushroom?
just- no. Mm-mm. No.
lima bean?
Yeah, I'll eat a lime.
You know what? I'm going to tell you right now. By the end of the show, I end up putting your pajamas on while you sit there and making you wait till tomorrow till you finish all this. You eat cheesecake? It's a pie.
Yeah.
Why would they call it a cake then?
Creme brulee.
So what?
I mean, you know.
I'll call my penis a fudge sickle. You're going to come over here and lick it? Come on, dude. Fucking think a little bit. You're just noggin.
Don't fall for it, Ron.
You got you there, Joe. I happen to love fudgesicle.
Yeah. Well, hey, easy.
I'll just excuse myself.
Easy. No. Here we go. Now, Chris, you get mad because you love lobster, right?
Fucking love it. Can't get enough of it.
Do you turn down any foods? Because I've been with you, whether we're eating shitty or whether we're eating a 5-course fucking meal, you eat the same way. Fast and angry.
Like somebody's going to
But I've
take
never
it from
seen you say I don't like something.
The only thing I don't like is the portobello mushroom. That's the thing I really like. If
They're
someone
delicious.
offered
I'm
me,
getting you
I
one
hate
tomorrow.
when people call them meaty. There's nothing meaty about
Well, a lot of people use it as
bullshit.
a hamburger replacement.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
No.
It's the umami flavor.
everything
Is that
else, fair
Savory.
game.
Savory.
I think it's fucking tasty.
Mm-mm.
Don't like it. Think
So
it's
that's the only,
nasty.
and it's not all mushroom. It's just specifically portobello mushroom.
The portobello mushroom as a burger. It's disgusting.
So you'll eat it chopped up and in
Yeah, I've
some
had
pasta.
mushroom in foods before, yeah. But
I don't know why, but today I'm going out for French fries and butter after the show.
It's so
It just
good.
sounds delicious.
It's
I've never
so
tried it before. I'm like,
Makes
you can put
sense.
butter on a baked potato. Why wouldn't you put it on a nice fucking fry?
It's so good, especially like a steak fry where it's like real
I've
potato.
never once even. I don't know anybody who's done this.
Well,
But I
white
will
trash
admit
Tina
this.
over here has.
And Chris and I talked this. If you ever went to an old school surf and turf, you will end up dipping your steak in the
I
butter.
love
Hell
doing
yes.
that.
Everyone does, and yet
Yeah.
you never get a butter with a steak.
You should.
Yeah.
You should get a side of butter.
Wait a minute. You know I've been wanting to open up a place with all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. You
Yeah,
did
yeah,
say that.
Yeah?
It's steak and butter. This is going to be the name.
I'm in.
I remember we were at one place out west. I don't know whether we were in like Colorado or Montana or something, but they had this thing of up on the, you read the menu up on the wall, and it was like steak and whatever's toast, and then they put on it absolutely no vegetables. Remember that, Gail? And you're like, who would make a sign that we don't serve vegetables? Like they're black people.
They're not welcome here.
Yeah, we refuse to serve vegetables.
I want to go there.
I don't understand. I think I'm going to be more into the fry and butter thing. Joe, is there anything you won't eat?
Oh, yeah, tofu. I won't eat tofu at all. I don't like it. It's never
That's
been.
not even, is that even food? Tofu is it?
I don't know what it is, but
It's a fucking block of soy. That's not fair.
But it's so unoffensive
Yeah.
that it's
Just
a
takes
weird
the
one to
shape and
be
Yeah.
against.
That's the whole point. It's unoffensive. And I need a flavor to my food. I need
But
something
you
that
have
imposes
flavor,
on my
whatever
taste buds.
Whatever you cook with it is
yeah,
the flavor.
it takes on the flavor.
I haven't had it prepared for me in a way that I'll eat tofu. I've had it steamed, cooked.
What do you eat every night? You and your fucking friends don't cook, do you?
I hardly ever cook. So I'll eat Chipotle. I'm a frequent there.
Mhm.
That's a haunt. Nampang. That's another one of my haunts.
Oh, that's the
sandwich place.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's great.
So good.
That place.
You know, that guy was on like one of the Fox shows the other day. The guy who came up with it. It's not even Vietnamese. That's like Cambodian place.
Oh.
Yeah,
The actual places that thing are Vietnam because it's the French and Vietnam together.
right.
But this dude's from Cambodia.
Yeah, I
He's
knew
got
that it
no
was
fucking right to this shit. Like a Pittsburgh cheesesteak.
because I know it's a little bit
dare
different.
them.
Like their pork one is a little bit different than the typical Vietnamese banh mi.
Hey,
That's
I
very
saw
good.
this in New York. Amazon is going to start fucking delivering food from, they said something like almost every restaurant in New York.
Really?
Yeah, and you know, Uber does it too. Uber started doing
I
it.
still haven't tried that yet.
Where's my phone at? I'll show you how it's done. And Nampang does it. You can get it delivered to you. But now Amazon is going to do it. And they're only going to be in the delivery thing. Business. Like they don't make any of the food. They'll just deliver it from wherever
They're
you
just
want
the
it from.
The delivery service will
Yeah.
be provided by Amazon.
That sounds reliable. I like that.
Amazon.
Look,
has
look at all
this-
the different food you can get from Uber.
Oh my god, that looks great. I've never done this. I feel like I should do this at some point.
You know what? I did it once. I wasn't crazy about it.
You weren't crazy about the place that you picked, or
The place that everybody fucking says is good is this 7 place.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose they have the best sandwiches.
Yeah, I saw the. I see
And
the
they'd
picture
fucking go
here.
bankrupt in Philly.
The picture looks good. I would see why you would choose it.
I know, but we could get it from that taco place that Big J loves. It
What's
looks-
that? A taco place near here?
No, Otto's down in the village.
Oh
Wait,
yeah.
guys, are we ordering food right now?
I think we might be.
Oh,
You want to
shit.
light up one of those joints?
Spark a fatty.
We could get Chris's app Lyft to get us some bacon, egg, and cheeses.
Hey, guess what? Guess what? People are using those codes. I'm fucking flying around the city for free. So fuck you.
Oh, by the
Wait,
way,
are you a Lyft driver?
No.
Come off that
Christina,
way.
do you use the app Lyft?
No, I don't.
Well, you're about to.
Resend it to me.
Okay.
I'll do it.
Yeah,
I didn't know you were
resend it
getting
to me.
free fucking.
You get free shit, I get free shit. It's
Okay,
great.
dude.
All right,
Stop
send it to
fucking
me
hard
again, because
sell.
good-
I already said I'm with you.
By
I
the-
want you to get free stuff.
the last code you gave me was a piece of shit. It didn't work. It
Bullshit.
said this is not a code.
All right, I'm resending.
Just send
You're
me a
all
new
going to
one.
get it right now.
Why are you screaming?
I don't. I'm
excited.
so overwhelmed. What's happening? I'm getting a ride.
You're getting a
You
free
have
ride.
to fucking get a ride from Lyft
Uh
for free from Chris.
huh. Okay.
Yeah.
And the food isn't included.
No, this is
Are
this
you
is
starving? Is that the deal?
No, but
Why don't I
I'm
just give you-
confused. All
Why don't I
this
just
stuff
give you
happening.
20 and let you go out and get anywhere you want?
Now we're
know.
talking. I've been waiting a long time for a man to say that to me.
Is that right? Your guy doesn't take you out?
No, I'm kidding.
It seems like he should take
He
you
doesn't
out.
just throw me 20s though. He takes me out.
Why when you say, look, I don't want to go out tonight. Here's fucking $60. Go out and get yourself a nice
this is
sit
really
down.
sweet. Thank you. Maybe I'll go out with one of my girlfriends.
So romantic.
When I always give money to a girl, I just like to fucking hit her in the chest with it.
Yeah.
Like here.
Take this.
And I go, and then here's another 20. I was taught to tip my horse. Who's Liam walking down here? Seems like it should be a big star.
Trying to see. I can't tell. It's blocked by the.
I just got the... So now I'm going to get $50 free rides.
Yeah, $50 in free rides.
This looks
I'll
like
take
we're
that to
all
the
given the
airport.
same
Oh,
code,
goodness.
though.
Yeah, I have a code that I give it to everyone. Then
It's his code. That's
you
what
have
we're
your
doing.
own personal
my
code.
own personal Lyft code.
I hope you end up paying for everybody.
All this is being charged to his account.
Do you guys remember like Cosmo or something like that from and then Urban Batch? I remember when I did when I came to New York around 2000, all these software companies were starting. They were all going to do this shit. And that's when that bubble exploded.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't walk through Union Square without people just giving you tchotchkes of new websites. And I used to do something called phone free. And the whole idea of it was that you would use your computer to make a phone call and it would be free.
Oh, I remember this.
Yeah.
I completely
Look it up to see if it still exists. And if you would go down to Tribeca, they used to call it Silicon Alley. There was so many fucking places that were startups. Nothing on it, right?
Nothing on it now.
We walked in. It was like my first day coming to New York. This guy gave us a fucking giant check and he goes, all we want you to do is make phone calls on your computer during your show, and then people could call your computer. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? And the sales guy's like this. It's good. Don't worry about it. So he's like, yeah. And, we left there. He goes, don't fucking worry. We'll just say it's phone free. We tried to use it. The technology itself wasn't there yet.
Right.
And then fucking 2 years later, everybody could just make free phone calls.
Right.
But before that, a long distance phone call was a big deal.
Oh, yeah. That was the thing. Like when you were a kid and it would be like, is that long distance?
Yeah.
Or like, okay, you'd be on the phone with like some distant relative and they would say like, okay, I'll let you go because it's long distance. You'd only get to talk for like a minute or two.
That.
Yeah. Well, here was the deal. The amount of women that were probably beaten for calling their mom in the middle of the afternoon. And it was the only thing that you could get hit 30 days later after the fact.
Right.
So your dad would be like, fuck were you doing on the phone? And you're like, when? He's brain of like a month ago. A kid is not going to remember that he's calling a girl in another town a month ago. I go, I don't know. Nothing probably happened. Call him back and say you fucking want your money for it. Well, we even would do this thing like when we would go to the beach for the weekend, right? When I was like in high school, I'd leave with my buddies and I'd give my mom a collect call from, like, the operator would be like this. Yeah, collect call from Ronnie. Got your safe? No, I won't accept the charges. Okay, thanks. Or, Ronnie, please pick up the fucking phone. I'm in huge trouble, Mom. Don't tell Dad. But everything fucking went sideways.
Is this all your last name?
You heard me, lady. Just fucking say it. She'll know. But I forget, it was in Gary Goldman's thing that 411 still exists. And people used to call information.
Oh, yeah.
All the time.
You call information to just like get the address of something, right? Like,
or
you
number,
would be, you would be like, okay, yeah.
And then for an extra 10 cents or a quarter, she would connect you.
Right.
So that was another thing that you would get shit for if you would say, yeah, go ahead and connect me. I got an extra quarter to spend here.
Feeling very good about myself.
Daddy Woolbucks.
Yeah. But does anybody call information?
No, what would be the point? If you have Google, there's no need for...
In the time it takes you to get through and ask the question, you can just Google it.
All right, how many actual phone numbers do you know right now?
I know my own. Mm-hmm. I know my mother's cell phone, and that is it.
Chris, how many do you know?
I know my own. I know my buddy Charlie's, who I don't even talk to anymore. And then I know 844 Rock God. I don't know anyone else.
That's a great one.
Oh, that's a good one.
Because I know 0. I haven't bothered to learn one fucking number. I could tell you the fucking number where I grew up.
Yeah. Not only do I remember the number where I grew up, I can still recall friends from elementary school and what their numbers were.
Because that was the first big numbers you ever
you
did.
learned like your best friend down the street, you learn their number, you learn your friend from school's number. I still can remember those numbers.
Do you remember the way you learned your phone number?
Mm-hmm.
How he tricked you into it?
Yeah. He taught me a song to go with it.
That's how my dad did it too.
And then I go, Monday you learn your thing. But then I would be singing this song and like just near her and then she would just start to sing it too. Like this. She was like a kindergarten kid. And then on Monday I go, okay, you're going into school. Here's your phone number. And she goes like this. You mean like the song? Yeah, like the hit song. You're Jenny. 867-529.
My dad used to make me sing songs for my multiplication too. Like 6 times 7 is 42. And then he'd do like a pop up, beat it up, bit up, scat my way through multiplication.
You know, a lot of times people think that is shit too, when you say scat.
when I was a kid, I made up a song to remember mine. It went like this, because this number is no longer in service, so I'll say it, but it went 771 7750. And I was singing it,
He's like the Cars for Kids commercial that makes me want to kill myself.
My song was so much better than that. That was lame.
And then I have my address too, but I won't say that one.
Why not?
Because my parents are there.
Just do the first 3 numbers though.
681.
Wait, no, let me hear the phone number song.
Melody.
Let me hear the phone number song one more time.
771 7750. And I was 5 when I came up with it.
Nice.
And then you didn't hear the rest of it though. Mommy doesn't love me. Daddy, he's just bored.
Sad. It gets sad towards the end of that.
Well, it's truthful. That's the problem with it.
It's what I knew at the time, you know?
You could play Fievel if we ever do a fucking adult thing.
I could do it.
Somewhere out there.
Somewhere out there.
You look like a fucking cartoon mouse.
You're Fievel, bro.
Fievel.
Yeah.
You're Fievel.
Can I tell you something? They really blew it with that Fievel Goes West, though. Oh, that was the Godfather 3 of
I
cartoons.
mean, who would believe that?
Yeah. Why would a mouse dress up as a cowboy? Still stay like a mouse. Those kind of things happen in a couple generations, not one. You know? It should have been Fievel's son goes west.
Right.
Now that Fievel's dead.
No!
Say it ain't so.
Chris, you didn't have a lot of love in your life, right?
Not very much at all, no. I never felt love as a kid. And my parents didn't feel loved by me, so I got them back.
I'll show you. I didn't ask to be born.
You also somehow got us back, even though that we're not responsible for any of this.
Oh, no.
Have nothing to do with this shit.
Yeah, things got weird in Astoria. It's okay.
But you felt a lot of fear about the future.
Oh, God, yes. A lot of trouble with money in the Stanley household. It was always on the forefront. And liquor.
Is that why you're forcing this lift thing down my throat?
Yeah.
Look, you want a free cab ride, right? It's going to fucking feel great.
By the way, a lift is his nickname for his penis.
It's a real app.
Is it?
Yes, everyone's going to get free cab rides. Everyone loves a free ride.
Free south of 110th. FYI.
No, that's the Get app.
What? Come on and get a free ride.
Free ride.
Chris Stanley's got a free ride.
Free ride.
Sappin' wine for the loneliest boy. The loneliest boy who's never been hugged.
I had 2 brothers. I was the middle child.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You have that kind of middle child personality. It makes sense.
Okay.
What's the middle child personality?
They say the middle child personality tends to be the one who wants to fix an argument is going on, and they'll be like, what I'm doing is silly. Everyone look at me.
Funny butt dance. Funny butt dance.
I do that when you guys are arguing in the office. If you're doing Chris, I'll be like, hey guys, we can't be doing this.
Aw.
And what's an only child like? Because Chris and Christine are only child. First of all, they get stuck with basically the same name.
Right? So I guess all only children are named some version of Chris. But an only child typically has a little bit trouble sharing, has a little bit trouble, maybe a little
Wants attention.
interested. Yeah.
I think if I was an only child, I'd be
All
like
true
this with my
things.
parents. Anyone else coming? Just me and you guys? This doesn't seem odd.
You mean this for 18 years? This sounds horrible.
I used to ask them all the time, like, are we going to have any brothers or sisters? Because I was tired of being the only one that gets blamed for everything. Like, I saw my friends living this great life where they had 3 sisters to blame something on. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Or just to take the attention off you sometimes. Like sometimes somebody else has got something going on.
That was my favorite thing. Was my little sister came home. suddenly it opened up my life in a way that I'd been
Right.
looking for. I got the space that I needed to
Yeah,
do.
no longer the baby
Yeah.
is it also a really good thing to be.
I was like, I'll be moving into the attic, I guess.
It's been
See
nice
everybody.
knowing
Yeah,
you.
I'll see everyone soon. Send me a card. But I really did need. As a kid, I needed a certain amount of alone time.
Yeah.
Like,
I love alone time. I think it has something to do with being an only child. Like,
Yeah.
I'm okay with it, you know.
even like if you were, let's say, trapped in an elevator over the weekend. You're like, this
you
is
know,
fine.
I mean, what do I have in there with me? Just, do I have any little gadgets and stuff?
Yeah, you're going to have tiny little gadgets from the future.
Just tiny robots for you.
I didn't know I was talking
I mean,
to
am
Tesla.
I in there with my cell phone? Because then I'm fine. If I'm not, then no, I'm not okay.
I'm going to leave you with some metal, a screwdriver, some nuts and bolts. When I come back, I expect to see something wonderful. Chris, do you like alone time every day?
Love it. Love the alone time. I like
Now,
being
Joe,
alone.
you get none in your house, right?
No, but I do like a scone time. Or
Here's the
scones.
thing.
Fucker.
That would be the place. Like, if you're going to fucking ruin the conversation, make us all laugh.
Okay.
Not embarrassed.
All right. Well, no, I never get alone time.
Oh, I don't give a fuck anymore. I need alone time with you. A scone time.
Yes, when you eat a scone by yourself.
Yes, we get that. You know what?
Like the saddest life, I feel like.
It's
So
Joe's.
much is being revealed
Yeah.
right now.
He's the only cuck that doesn't have a girlfriend or wife.
I don't know how it happened.
Other couples just make him come in to the room and watch.
Oh,
I get really attached.
775, it's the number for scones. You've reached lonely scones. Your parents hate him.
They have to.
I remember he did that Periscope with his parents, and he was fucking relentlessly mean to his mom.
Yeah, why are you treating your mom like
Oh,
shit
no,
for?
I love my mom.
No, you're making fun of her Puerto Rican accent.
What?
Yes, we all watched it.
We
And
did
then
hear
you
that.
brought your friend Charlie over, and he got inappropriate.
Yeah, he started saying like dirty stuff in front of your mom.
Like, your mom pees in a cup.
Yeah,
like
he might have
that?
had that.
Yeah.
You like when your mom
You know
pees?
Charlie, right? He's the engineer here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dirtbag.
Well, when they were 14, him and Joe had experiment time.
No,
Yeah,
we were in
they
a
like-
band
they touched
together.
each
I
other's
said
penises?
we
With
were
their
in
mouths.
we were in a band.
But
I don't
just,
judge. Yeah,
just like this.
yeah,
not-
just a graze.
Okay.
yeah, just
Like a dry hump. A very
Yeah, I guess
Yeah,
it could be
yeah,
called
yeah,
a dry.
okay.
It's
Well,
dry.
Joe eventually got wet.
Yeah.
Pre, you know what I'm talking about.
His pre-cum is the same as his cum.
It's all the same.
There's no difference.
His
for
pre
him.
is post.
Yeah,
It's post come.
post present, all of it.
because he went to the doctor. The doctor said, "I don't know if there's a scientific name for watery, but
It's completely
basically
clear.
what we're looking at."
It's
Right.
No
not a
ropes
good
here.
what we see.
I don't understand why you're coming 7-Up. Did you spill something into this?
I drink a lot of 7-Up.
Do you?
Sprite. I'm a Sprite guy, guys.
Sprite and scones.
Never been said by a straight person in fucking history. Guys, I'm a Sprite guy.
Not gonna lie to you. I'm a Sprite man.
Couple things I want to lay on the table here, so you're not shocked later. You might see some Sprite. That's my thing. Another thing, cheesecake. At least once a day.
Just found out it's a pie.
Yeah.
I'm
Doesn't tell me
surprised
it's a
too.
pie, still tastes the same.
And later I'll have a tremble for lunch.
Do you know the fucking name of it yet?
Do you
No.
know what it is?
You're not eating Trem, right? So
Yeah.
you know that's got to be a
Right.
fucking problem.
Throw.
What? No, it's not. Where are you? It's not your pronunciation. You're literally saying the wrong word.
Troy.
There's no TR sound there at all.
No.
Tembule.
Oh, shit.
Get rid of the T.
Embule.
Keep going.
Mbule.
What would be the fucking... Have you ever
What
seen it
what
on the
is
menu?
it? What is it made of? Like,
This
what
is
is
my
the?
favorite
It's
What
like-
is the food?
Okay, it's a pastry.
No,
No,
okay,
it's
this
not.
is where we're having trouble.
It's not even a pastry.
Okay.
It is not a pastry.
It's a dessert.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Sugary.
Yeah, it's a dessert.
Okay. It is fruity.
No, it's not.
No.
You don't.
We don't know what it is.
And you can't Google it. Have you ever had it? How to say it?
Have you ever had it?
I have had it.
Okay, let's think back to that time that you ate it and then tell us what it is.
All right.
Put it in your mouth.
So it's a brown top,
Yeah.
Right.
kind of tan bottom, right?
What's the
you.
consistency?
That's your mom that you walked in on in the shower.
It's tan bottom.
Kind of crusty.
Ew.
You don't. You have fucking wasted our time today.
Am I thinking of a scone again?
You know what? There should be a meme that's just called Dumber Than Chris. And that should be your fucking meme. It should actually be your family arms.
It's yours now. It's yours now, Joe.
I don't want it, Chris.
Yeah, you're fucking dumb enough that I'd have you fixed. I really would fucking pay to have you spade it.
It's best for everyone.
Sure. Because your fucking kids are just going to sit outside in the rain with their mouths open until they fucking drown.
You're chicken babies.
Is that even true, though?
I think it's a rumor, but people say that about chickens.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's true.
I've never said it about chickens, but I do say it about Joe.
Oh, it's true, Joe.
All right, we got to wrap this one up. Your thing is tonight. Your
6 o'clock.
who are your big comedians you're
Who
focusing
am I
on?
going to be playing today? I've got Rachel Feinstein.
Love.
Yes. I know that there's some Gary Goldman in there. Some
Love
Sklar
him.
brothers are playing. And I can't think. Jen Kirkman.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
What about, and you guys forgot the Ali Wong that I made you go and watch.
Yeah. And I did my homework too.
What'd you think?
I loved it. I thought she killed it.
Ali Wong is hysterical.
This new special that she's done,
Yeah.
she's 7.5 months pregnant, and she just never stops throwing fucking haymakers for an hour.
It's really impressive.
She's definitely a power hitter. I saw her at that club Pianos in the city 5 or 6 years ago or something.
Pianos.
Yeah, she's just this little.
You call pianos, you know them. I was at Pianos with Lady Gaga.
Oh, yeah?
Really?
Yeah, no. But,
No.
I mean, who's going to say no to that? They're going to fucking get all the way to her. She'll probably be like, I don't know. She said he was
Yeah,
there.
I was there.
Sure, I got.
Yeah.
But it was good homework because I thought it was an excellent special.
It was one of the, and I mean, all-time funniest specials.
Yeah.
And I fucking always look at some of the younger guys and I'm like, don't make a special unless you know you're going to fucking kill.
Yeah.
Just fucking wait.
She definitely showed up to kill. She was so well prepared for that.
Wait until you're brutal. She was fucking brutal.
She
She's
was
so funny.
Yeah.
I definitely got to try and get her on the unmasked list. You know, she's LA based, right?
Yeah.
Tell her tremble if she wants.
Okay.
It's brown at the top, tan on the bottom.
Tan bottom.
Yeah.
Kind of crusty.
Soft-ish.
Fruity.
Fruity.
Yeah.
A fruit that doesn't exist.
Goes great with Sprite.
All right, so that's it for us. And is Emma on today or that one day only?
Just yesterday.
Okay, just yesterday. That's it for us. We'll be back in here tomorrow. See you again in 1974.
Ladies and gentlemen, the evening is over. We hope you all enjoyed yourselves, and we'll see you all again in 1974. Good evening!